aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know who it is. Trigger ranking the Trigger Man himself, bro. What's happening? Um, y'all know what to do. We about to. I'm trying to do a little fast little intro, so y'all already know what to do. Y'all get up in here, man. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe, share. Y'all want to donate to the channel? Everything's in the top of the description. So, with that being said, man, we about to get on it. We probably going to Panda first. Now, I think I'm gonna go to Poi de Flaco first. We'll save Panda for a little later on in the video. Yeah, we nuclear, so we're about to react. So, with that being said,
You are watching a master at work.
alright, I'm going to Poi de Flaco first. I'm going wrong for Drake. But I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. As much as Drake has lost to Kendrick, like just the battle of who is the better rapper, Drake's still doing pretty good. I mean, like as far as like fan wise and the way people look at him, he might not be looking good in that effort. But for the most part, Drake ain't. I mean, I'm sure he ain't losing too much sleep over this shit. I hope he ain't, because if I had everything he had, I wouldn't be worried about no distance.
It's not the holidays introducing Garden Lights Holiday Nights at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Get tickets now.
I recently purchased the most popular glucose meter online and decided to test it with you. If you have
There's a situation where Drake is now beefing with his top shooter, his number one dude in the streets.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we I don't know if we were talking about that earlier or I was watching the video earlier, but for sure, man. Drake top number one goon. What's his name? Top five. He almost got his head chopped off in London, but yeah, his top so-called goon, bro, is not rocking with him no more.
More serious than y'all think. People forget because we're already a year removed from this Kendrick Lamar and Drake rap battle. But when that rap battle was going on, Drake adopted a lot of beefs, including one with The Weeknd and XO and Cash. But that beef already existed before the rap battle. The rap battle just intensified it because The Weeknd picked sides. But with that beef with The Weeknd came a lot of smoke in the streets. Because Cash ain't nothing to play with in the streets. Drake crib got shot up. So a security guard body just got
What's up? What's up?
He took all the bullets. They pulled out.
Hit the like button, big dog.
The crib. Drake's security guard got hit in the chest, almost died. There was almost casualties during this war, bro. Drake home was under intense monitoring.
I just say, Cat. What's up,
Welcome
Cat?
back to Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to get to. This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house.
So I don't know if you know what we're talking about, but we're talking about Drake, number one shooter, top five. Top five has now switched sides on Drake. And top five has switched on Drake, and that was supposed to be his main man. Basically, they done fell out, and it's getting ugly, buddy. It's getting ugly, buddy.
In Toronto, there was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team. Now, police have yet to say if they believe the shooting is related to the Kendrick Lamar feud. Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
I don't know why they try to put Kendrick in that
for
shit.
quite some time.
Kendrick ain't had nothing to do with that shit.
Releasing
Cause Drake basically the one running around with gang members and shit. Even though Kendrick is affiliated, I mean, I don't. Hey, is.
tracks against one another. But again, police have revealed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the upper chest, and it does appear to have been a
So he got shot in the chest, my nigga.
Also, there has been impact across the Atlantic in
They
London.
hit that nigga in the
Someone
chest like,
reportedly
bam, bam.
vandalizing Drake's store, spray painting, quote, "They not like us" on the store's front window.
Right before things got too bad and the smoke got too big for Drake to handle, his shooter came home. His right-hand man in the streets came home.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
He's supposed to handle all the Drake.
So the craziest part about it is Drake helped this man get out of jail, because if it wasn't for Drake and his actual legal fees, this man wouldn't even been able to get out of jail. So Drake done got the man out of jail, now he's switching up on him. So he basically pulled the Remy Ma on Drake.
He's in the streets, came home at the right time. Right when things was heating up, Top 5 came home to squash it all. And ever since Top 5 been home, have you heard about Drake's crib getting shot up? You haven't. Have you heard about somebody pulling up at Drake's house, pressing Drake, street stuff? No, you haven't at all. Top 5 manning off fronts for Drake is one of the big reasons why Drake kept in touch with Top 5. Is why Drake continued to do things for Top 5, and why Drake paid for Top 5 lawyers when Top 5 was in jail fighting a murder case. His literal first interview, the first seconds he walked out of jail, he shouted out Drake for holding it down.
In a backseat of the car wearing a gray tracksuit.
Ali, who was 22 at the time of his arrest, was taken into custody in Los Angeles 8 months after the fatal shooting in North York and charged with first-degree murder.
Shout out to the Toronto Salt Detention Center for the hospitality.
This is Buick. Buick, exceptional.
Who spent time in Milton's Maplehurst complex, where in 2023, he managed to record a music video from behind bars, triggering an investigation from Ontario's Solicitor General.
These fools making videos in the fucking shit, bruh. Come on.
Outside the courthouse, Ali denied any gang involvement and thanked a supporter.
And shout out to my boy Drake, man.
As for the 20-year-old who was killed,
R.I.P. I'm an innocent man. Hope they find whoever did that. I'm an innocent man, you know what I mean?
now this is not necessarily a cake. As for the 20-year-old who was killed,
R.I.P. I'm an innocent man. Hope they find whoever did that. I'm an innocent man, you know what I mean?
now this is not necessarily
Y'all hit that like button, man.
a cake.
Drake got $100 million and he can hire the most security in the world. But there are just certain things security can't do, which is deal with the street politics. And Drake needed Top 5 for that. He still needs Top 5 for that. Because when Top 5 came home, he got right to the business. Drake's lawyer money didn't go to waste. Like, Top 5 came home and was threatening Kendrick Lamar in his first interview. Yo, Top 5 said if Kendrick Lamar comes to Toronto, he will shoot and kill him. And this made, like, national news. I've been seeing...
I mean, Top 5 made himself look like a fool when Kendrick came to Toronto. Because basically Toronto was begging Drake, please play Not Like Us. Please, just one more time. They was begging him. And he only did it one time.
Vlad TV and Tony Yayo clip talking about it. Like, Top 5 gave Drake some legitimacy in the streets during this battle.
To LA.
I was in LA for first degree. I was on the road for first degree murder in LA.
Are you not scared?
Scared of what?
Kendrick?
You got money.
Kendrick, anything.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, you're scared of Kendrick?
Tell him come to town. Switch cheese.
What happened if you come to
I'll get the low, put on my Nike Tech Black. So why'd you get us a driver? Put the window down in this, what it is, get some fresh air.
Where's Drive-By King? Drive-By King.
Yo, where's Drive-By King? Drive-By King's right there. We can't even do Kendrick Lamar on feet. We gotta make Drive-By King, Baby King, Drive-By King.
Drive-By King of the Drake.
We're talking about Kendrick Lamar. How disrespectful are you asking me about?
I'm just asking you.
That Crips walk.
So do you think that Kendrick won the rap?
No. Drake's a bad one.
But his song's more viral though.
There's a girl right there. You want a girl Gigi to get you? Don't disrespect my homie Drake.
And Top 5 wasn't just all talk. Like, when Kendrick came to Toronto, when Kendrick came to the city...
He's all talk, because when Kendrick came to the city, he was locked out of the hotel. Wherever Kendrick was, he was not able to get to this man, so he went looking on an Easter egg hunt and ain't find no eggs, bro.
Top 5 went out looking for Kendrick. Like, yo, I woke up to Top 5 sending me like 3 videos or 3 attachments, right, of them going looking for Kendrick.
Lock off every door in the Noble Hotel. Man even cut everything off. Man bought everything. He's a...
Now, clearly, this relationship was somewhat valuable. Now, some can say Top 5 was causing more harm than good for Drake because Drake names were in discussions that, like a 30-year-old billionaire name should never be in. Like, Drake name was in gang wars discussion. Drake names were in discussion where people were making FaceTime calls, showing guns, threatening to do things to people. And if you're Drake and you have $1 billion brand, you probably don't want your names in those conversations. But nonetheless, though, it was, to me, still valuable because Top 5 was still holding things down for Drake. But it looks like their relationship is no longer there. And Top 5 is actually turning on Drake after seemingly being ready a few months ago to catch a body for Drake. This is the post right here that apparently ended Top.
That's why it's like, bro, this rap game is crazy. That's why you can't trust nobody in this rap game. You gotta be around thorough people like Kendrick and them. If I wanted to be around a crew in the rap game, it would have to be TDE and them, bro. It would have to be. Cause they move more like a family, bro.
And Drake's relationship. So Drake posted Presser's new album. Now on this album is a couple of songs where Presser is dissing Top 5 and dissing his hood and his neighborhood. But Drake still posted it. And Drake posted it with the caption, "New Machine out now." Top 5 felt slighted, right? Because Top 5 and Presser, they're currently beefing heavily. There's even accusations and rumors that Presser and his team might have been involved in the reason why Top 5 was stabbed in the neck in the UK, right? So
Man, that man almost got his neck chopped off.
Top 5, because Drake posted a picture of his op, Presser, Top 5 will post Kendrick Lamar with the Not Like Us soundtrack playing. Now, when you watch this story, the Not Like Us song stops playing after Kendrick says, "Certified Lover Boy, certified." The Top 5 will write, "True," but it doesn't stop here. This is where I knew this was a little different. Because Top 5 and Drake always have these moments where they go back and forth. I think even Top 5 once posted F Drake before, and then they got back together, or they got back cool again. But I knew it was different when Top 5 began to message Hidden J3, Kendrick Lamar's cousin. Now, I think Top 5 was messaging him to kind of grease him up, right? And try to get some type of Kendrick Lamar and Top 5 thing going on to really get back at Drake since Drake posted his album. So Top 5 actually followed Hidden J3 on Instagram. Hidden J3 says, "Oh, we homies now, LOL. I bet." Top 5 writes him, "My dog, what up?" Hidden J3 responded, "What's happening, gang? You see how it be? Stay true to you." So first off, this is shocking.
Right now, this is crazy.
Talking about massacring each other. I'm not sure if y'all remember, like a few months ago, Top 5 and Hidden J3, they had like a FaceTime call happen. During that FaceTime call, Top 5 was flashing guns to Hidden J3, letting him know when he comes to Toronto, he gonna smoke him. So them people's actually getting pretty serious. So Top 5 responded back and he says, "Man, that nail polish guy a weirdo for real," talking about Drake. Now, knowing Drake, I don't think this is gonna be one of the same situations where him and Top 5 just, have a little, down moment and then get back together. No, to me, this is where Drake is not effing with him no more. Since Top 5 is DMing Kendrick Lamar's cousin, calling him a weirdo. Now, Top 5 took to a live stream with academics and Trapper Ross, to be honest. I see him both. He did multiple live streams last night to explain exactly why he don't rock with Drake.
Sure, I can give my customers more ways to play.
It's the NBA on Prime.
Tuesday and Wednesday, the quest for the cut goes into overdrive.
Yo.
So I'm going, my boy.
Bro, like, can't we all just get along in Toronto, man? Like, is there no way we can all just get along?
We're gonna get along when they're off dead.
Bruh, come on, man. Bruh, come on, man. Hey, so listen, bro, like, here's what I want to ask you, bro, and I know this is a touchy topic, bro. It's like, look, Drizzy Drake showed you so much love, man, and I know that it hurts when, you know what I'm saying, when certain people talk about people that you don't get along with, people that you got a problem with promoting people, but like, come on, man, like, do you not just feel like you could just let this go? It was just a little promo, like, come on, man, like, are you tapping in with Hitter J3?
Maybe at some point I will wake up and be really mature and start moving like a real mature adult. But as of now, I kind of agree with Top 5, to be honest, bro. All right. I'm putting my life on the line for you, man. All right. I'm manning the fort. I'm pulling up on K-Dot when he comes to Toronto with the blinky looking. Presser not outside looking. Right? Presser not in the field for you. So now I can understand if the Presser and Top 5 beef was not as serious, but if Top 5 like allegedly got stabbed in the neck because of this Presser beef, then the beef has gotten to a point where it's really serious. And if Presser is dissing Top 5 and dissing Top 5's hood on his album, and then you post the album even though like you are supposed to be Top 5 mans, I don't know. I think that's flawed. Maybe I'm not mature yet. I'm very open for y'all to say, Flacco, you're not mature. But I just think that when there's a point where beef gets to, you gotta pick a side. Now, if it's just internet stuff, like for example, I'm not picking a side if it's just internet stuff, bro. Like if you're just doing some internet ish, I ain't picking a side, bro. All right? But if it's real life and there's people really out here trying to kill you, pick a side.
I'm tapping in on everybody.
Wow.
Tell you something. You put promo tonight, but you're promo tonight. This in my trenches. What do you think's gonna happen now?
Man.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'll tell you right now.
I'll keep it real though. I'm about to ask you the real shit though. I thought you wasn't seeing eye to eye with them guys because they was rocking with the ops, because they was rocking with some OVO guys. So how you like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that true? Like,
You think I really used to sleep off a... You think I used to sleep trapping around?
Listen, man. Like, Drake's the biggest. That's your bro, man. Come on, man. All the good shit he did. Can you not, like? Is there not enough good to just make up for the little bad that he just did?
Yo, listen, man. Yeah, listen, Trap. Let me tell you something, bro. You think I give a fuck about a drink or anything right now?
I feel like though that's your bro. That's bro. Come on, you guys been through thick and thin.
You know what's me a fucking apology essay on Microsoft? I need a cent. And I need a fade with OVO Chubbs. That's
I ain't gonna lie though. They be saying Chubbs got hands.
I said Chubbs about to crash.
Come on, brother, stop it, man. All right, and call me if you got a problem with what I'm about to say, because you know I rock with you, bro. But I've got people 100% funky. I mean, bro, Top 5 is a 5'4" Somalian elf, man. He don't want to fight Chubbs, man. Now, I think Top 5 probably done pop more people than Chubbs. I think that right there we know. I think Top 5 got more hats than Chubbs, because Top 5 a gangster. But Top 5 ain't time to fight with Chubbs. Bro, Chubbs like 6'1", 6'2", like athletic, like fighter, bro. Man, Top 5 is a 5'4" Somalian elf, man. Like who built as a cantaloupe. Bro, Top 5 don't want to fight no Chubbs, man. Cut it out, bro. Now, you my dog, so it's in love, man. I don't want to see you go out like that, man.
Chubbs like, yo, what's that line? Chubbs got the hand-me-down.
Hey, come on, man. Come on. You ain't never.
The party playing with his nose now. I'm tired. Yo, listen, Trap.
Hey, you ain't never had a little you ain't never had a little OVO hand me down. Come on, man. Sometimes you gotta get that hand me down.
Yo, listen, I helped those guys. They didn't help me. Let's cut it out. I gave Drake $1 million. He knows that. Relax him. I saw all my dead homies. I gave him 700K USD.
But why though? He don't. Why he needs 700K USD? I thought he was a billionaire.
All my dead homies, I ain't lying. Go ask him. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that back. I don't play favors. Go ask that. Gave him 700K USD. It wasn't even no music.
But do you not feel like though? Do you not feel like, bro, if you just dropped a little bit of music, like he would be posting you too? He'd have posted you 2-3 times. Like it just so happens that your hopes are putting out music.
Listen, we don't need a Drake cosign in 2026, man.
Man.
Who's the trending topic in Toronto right now? You tell me.
I don't know. I just see a new mixtape from like a legendary Toronto artist, man. I don't know.
He must be one of the since Kendrick ended it. You don't sue when you lose a battle, eh?
No, that was crazy. That was crazy, bro. That was actually wild.
You don't sue when you get a battle. You go in the studio, you perfect your sound.
Man, don't like, bruh. What can we? How can we, bruh? Like, you can't go against Drake. He's the biggest, bro.
Nick Mill sued Drake on back-to-back show.
He didn't sue Pusha T either.
All I'm saying is you don't sue him out when you lose a rap beat. And I'm tired of listening now like us in my mom's washroom. I want to listen to the public now.
I know when Drake heard this shit, I know Drake was like,
But don't you feel like just like Drake's so big at this point? It's like he probably didn't even post that promo. Someone on that team probably got hacked, bro.
Drake apologized to me. Listen,
I heard he got hacked, man. I heard he got hacked by the Wassers and shit.
And he didn't get hacked, man. But let me know in the comment section. What would you do if you were top 5? Would you?
man, all right, we're going to Trap Morals right now. We got a David update. New theories emerge. Trap Morals from the actual Trap Morals. David and friends fled the country. Oh shit, he fled the country. See what's going on.
It blows my mind how much lighting can change your entire space.
Thanks to Lamps Plus, upgrading all the fixtures in our brand new home that we...
More gang, it's been a little while since I've given you guys a David update, and just like you're probably wondering how the hell this guy David hasn't been arrested yet. In my opinion, I've seen so much evidence to make me believe that he clearly, likely, in my opinion, had something to do with this. It really is baffling that nothing has happened. It's also baffling that nothing has happened to his friends, and we've heard all of these rumors that perhaps other people were involved in a potential murder, perhaps other people were helping to conceal the body, and perhaps other people knew what was going on. But I'm now hearing a lot of theories to suggest that everybody involved in this situation might have actually fled the country. And perhaps, in my opinion, the reason that David hasn't faced justice, perhaps he's already out of the country, out of any jurisdiction where anybody can get hold of him.
He might be in, and there's a couple other countries that, U.S. don't have extradition rights. So, like, I know Bali is one. That's where Russell Simmons is. If they ever open up the embargo or where, the feds can actually go over there, they're going to get Russell.
And essentially, the cops are just floundering, unable to even make a move. Now, I'm going to tell you about all of these theories today, but first, I want to give you some backstory that's going around from this YouTuber's video. So this is Sloan on YouTube. Okay, he did a video 9 days ago called The Truth About Celeste's Autopsy. The David investigation reveals what really happened, okay? And basically, this is a breakdown that was done around on the Celeste subreddit, and I've not really had a chance to properly look at this until this video. But this basically goes through some new information that Sloan apparently revealed from his own private sources that are apparently close to David, okay? They're saying, in the description, it says, I spoke to someone close to the David investigation, so let's get into it. Now, I won't react to the video, but go and check that out if you want to see the whole piece. But this is a summary on Reddit, and I'm going to read this to you, okay? It says, with all the conflicts between the LAPD, the medical examiner, and TMZ, here's another source of unconfirmed info coming from an insider that reached out to Sloan. The video is about the state of Celeste when she was found in Tesla. Here is the video. 1. Sloan has been contacted by an anonymous but vetted source connected to the LA County Medical Examiner's Office who has seen Celeste's remains and provided detailed information that contradicts both TMZ and the LAPD. 2. Celeste's remains arrived at the medical examiner's office in 3 separate garbage bags. One bag contained her legs, another contained her torso, cut above the mid-thigh, and a third bag contained her head and arms. This is very, very twisted.
Damn.
This contradicts reports denying the capital.
Damn. This is horrible, bro. If this true, dog. Yeah, this fucking crazy right here, bro. Like, damn.
The source confirms the body was decapitated and partially dismembered. 3. Multiple cut marks were observed in the bones. Evidence suggests that at least 3 different cutting tools were used. Possibly an ineffective handsaw, an electric tool, another unidentified cutting instruments, and forensic analysis of the saw's teeth marks can estimate the force applied. Variations in force and cut patterns imply different people with varying strength could have inflicted the cuts. The source notes that whoever was supposed to finish the job of disposing of the body may have abandoned the effort, leaving the remains as they were found.
So that means it's more than just him. Yeah, it's more than just him.
Crazy. And then 4, frozen versus non-frozen. There is a major point of contention regarding whether Celeste's body was frozen. TMZ reports claim that the body was partially frozen and thawing, reportedly stored in the suspect's vehicle. The LAPD and the medical examiner's office reportedly deny the body was ever frozen. The anonymous source insists that Celeste was never frozen except once placed in the medical examiner's crypt for preservation during testing. The remains were described as soupy or waterlogged, indicating advanced decomposition.
That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting, man. Come on, bro.
5. Due to decomposition and waterlogging, fingerprint identification was impossible. Identification was confirmed via dental records which had not been publicly disclosed. The remains emitted an overwhelming odor consistent with the strong smell that reportedly led to the discovery of the Tesla. 6. Additional details. A yellow metal chain and bracelet was found with the remains, specifically in the bag containing the head and arms, confirming some reports. Toxicology reports are still pending and could provide further clarity about the cause of death. The working theory within the medical examiner's office leans towards an overdose as the cause of death, given the lack of visible trauma such as gunshot wounds or clear signs of strangulation. The advanced state of decomposition obscured physical evidence of strangulation or other assault. Edit. Adding this because I had an additional convo with my source after this video was made. The shush tattoo was visible, but barely. A photo of the tattoo was provided to the medical examiner as a way to identify Celeste. My source said the tattoo was difficult to see, but after comparing photos with the remains, they confirmed it is.
I always heard that was a myth about the tattoo, because I'm like, how is a 14-year-old able to get a 13, 14-year-old able to get, I thought you had to be 18 to get a tattoo.
In fact, Celeste. I just think it's important to mention this because it's not.
Unless they didn't go to a shop and they had somebody who knew who did it like freehand, like, they got the tattoo artists that'll come to your house and stuff. So
her remains were in a condition where the tattoo is easily visible. It was not, but enough to confirm the identity along with dental records.
Full-time working mom of 3, always looking for a delicious lunch option, doesn't include takeout. Simply found healthy choice, simply.
What does this mean? Well, to me, this means that a lot of effort was made to allegedly conceal this body, to take it apart, to make it hard to find. It sounds like there were failed efforts. A handsaw that wasn't effective. They said, oh, this will be easy, we'll cut this up with a handsaw. Oh no, it's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not like the movies. It's not as easy as just grabbing a little saw off Amazon and getting this job done. It's disgusting, it's gross, it's super chilling to know these details. But I feel like this says a lot, and I feel like this goes directly hand in hand with these reports that people were saying that other people, it was a 2-man job. Maybe not a man, maybe it was a 2-person job, maybe a 3-person job, maybe a 2-man and 1-woman job. I don't know. All right, I don't know, but I definitely would be living in fear if I was in David's inner circle. But what's interesting, okay, there's obviously comments, people saying the total lack of respect for her body is sickening and heartbreaking. It is horrific. How can they lean overdose without a toxicology report? That makes 0 sense. What an incredible disservice to Celeste and every other victim in LA, who all deserve thorough, methodical, and unimpeded investigations. It seems the LAPD and District Attorney's Office and LA Superior Court are all on the same page, but the medical examiner can't stand the thought of letting the investigative process play out without interference. That's a serious problem that impacts more than one case. Sounds like the LAPD and friends were going to try and cover things up, but someone at the medical examiners is going rogue, releasing info so this can't happen. But it's possible the LAPD don't want things in the public domain, as it makes arrest and prosecution difficult if everyone knows. The legal team can state that it's public knowledge, and therefore the alleged perpetrators get off. Okay? Adding this because I had an additional convo with my source after the video I made, the shush tattoo, I was already in there. People saying they wouldn't consider him a good source. All right, let's move on because I just need to get this off my chest. I really need to get this off my chest. Reports have been circulating that David's close friend, Asia Collins, has fled the country. She popped up posting a picture in Norway. Bit suspicious if you ask me. They're saying, is that a guilt trip? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire crew, the main 3, Asia, Neo, and David. If David's not getting arrested and if he wasn't a suspect to begin with, it wouldn't surprise me. People are saying, is he in Texas? Is he in California? There's been rumored sightings of him. And this is just my opinion. I think they've all fled the country. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to set up shop in a place where you couldn't be extradited. This says, is that supposed to mean she's not facing any criminal charges and is allowed to leave the country with no problem whatsoever?
So that means the LAPD dropped the ball, because if he left before they made him a suspect, or even if he is a suspect, or before he becomes a suspect, it's going to be kind of hard to try to get him to come back to America. He might be like Roman Polanski, never come back to America.
The same person I have a feeling he's not at all. I never thought she was the rememberment of. But did she never really question why Celeste suddenly disappeared out of David's life? She did know about Celeste. People saying she lied about not knowing about her age. Here's the thing. This is her trying to defend herself, but this is the problem. When you can't stick to a lie forever. If you lie, there becomes layers and layers of lies, and you will never ever be able to lie every single lie.
To make it seem true.
It says, since some people are being super disrespectful, I do not like this chick. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like this chick. I will clarify some things. I did not know the girl nor her age. May she rest in peace. I've never posted videos with Celeste Rivas. Only my friends Vanessa and Celeste Herrera, who are commonly being decoy Celeste on deck. I really don't like these people. Everybody wants to act like TikTok detectives, yet can't tell the difference between person of color. Let's pack out of line, man. Out of line. In July, Sakura did a live stream with them. I just find it weird that Asia had to go spray some bug spray first before they could go to the Tesla. She, Neo, and David all had these rules about filming around the house and in his Tesla. Maybe it was about drugs, but it's really weird. In the house and anything leaking while filming in the Tesla. So they were being careful of what they filmed, despite talking about having pills and showing alcohol. It's cold in Norway. I hope Trent remembers to bring a sweater. Is that David's sweater? The same one Celeste?
Wow.
Or hopefully a lookalike, but what the hell? Apparently it's a different neck. We're saying there's no way this is real. What? Neo and now this clown? Says, do I think she personally murdered a child? No. Do I think she knew that Celeste was a literal child? Of course I do. She was his little sidekick and had insights on everything. Of course she was doing it for clout. When you're that close to someone you know, you see and hear everything. So she won't be charged with murder, but she will definitely be pressured into an interrogation room. Her fleeing to a different country only complicates things. I do believe that she's guilty by association, and there are some crimes that she can be charged with if she knowingly allowed.
Man, these folks done got the hell on, bro. Y'all done. I told y'all this case gonna be one of them cases, but this case one of them ones, dog. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Shit fucked up.
David to continue with his minor and didn't say anything to the authorities. The country, people saying he's in Japan, but there's no proof. But we'll get to Neo in a minute. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, folks. We'll get to Neo in a minute. Nobody is safe. All right. I don't know if she's innocent or guilty, but this is not a good look for her. She's already riding the coattails of another person with influence onto the next. Don't let this suck you by into your inner circle. Any famous people, I don't know who this lame blue-haired Destiny wannabe is, but I would be careful. Don't let this clown show, this demon into your life. All right? Bilateral extradition treaties. Norway, extradition treaty with Norway. Extraditable offense 1, murder, including assault, manslaughter. 6, SUL offenses. Any laws relating to SUL offenses with
extraditable country, if America can actually go there and get use Interpol to pick somebody up in there.
False imprisonment, you will be cooked, right? That dude she's with is someone Neo would flirt with all the time. Dog, wait, am I pulling down your pants right now? This is crazy. Weirdo. Neo is a weirdo, bro. This Neo guy is just so cooked. He's so cooked, okay? David Anthony Burke is
Man, that's how you
disgusting
trying to
and
get
guilty
in
1,000,000%,
there.
but I really think we're doing too much with Asia without knowing if she spoke to police yet. I haven't seen her defend David since they identified the body, but correct me if I'm wrong, of course. And it's a very unpopular opinion, but it feels like a witch hunt for the wrong person. She deserves heat for knowing he was grooming Charlotte, and I'll vote that. All right. Hello, we conveniently forgot how she conveniently lost her phone soon after David got put in the hot seat. She's at a minimum conspirator to cover up crimes. Do not come to my town. Right? I just think
They say don't come around this motherfucker. Don't come around here. Don't come to my city.
I think it's too much to. She can assume she was traveling to forget about the case, but she feels guilty. Then it's the time for that now. A little while ago, I did a video. Okay, actually, no, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Okay, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But look, there have been unverified rumors going around that the entire main three, the big three, let's say the terrible three, the despicable three, David and Ada have indeed all left the country, right? This was going a week ago. The main three may be out of the country during a grand jury hearing. People that knew about David are cooked. It has come to my attention that David, Asia, and Neo are all currently outside the country, coinciding with the grand jury convening. Does this mean they will be not obligated to return to the country unless they wish to, or will a warrant be issued for them? Justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
It's not the holidays until you've seen Garden Lights Holiday Nights at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Get tickets now.
Don't go to that shit.
So we've only got 1 hour.
Guys. I'm sure you will check out this video because I feel like you guys are all narcissists and you're obsessed with your image. So like anything to do with this, I'm sure you locked in. I'm sure you're sub. Hit that like button while you're there. You guys are cooked, right? Do you know how few countries have extradition treaties with the United States? Like, bro, you know what countries you're gonna have to go through some gutter countries, okay? So check this out, all right? Non-extradition countries to the US, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm aware of the countries that don't have.
Yeah, what I was looking for right here. So we gonna figure out which countries do some bullshit, go to these countries, but these countries might not where you really want to be at. But if you want to be free, that's where you go.
Extradition to the UK because I've covered rappers in the UK that have caught bodies and gone on the run, but it seems like there might actually be a couple of countries that ain't too bad that they might be able to flee to. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty bottom of the barrel. So someone here a person is safe because they're in a country that doesn't have an extradition treaty with the USA. This is a dangerous misconception. The absence of formal agreement is impossible, so you still might get cooked in these countries. Countries might make a decision on extradition based on diplomatic agreements, domestic legislation, and even bypassing formal procedures, especially if the charges are related to terrorism, money laundering, or serious crimes. Example, Cambodia or Vietnam have extradition to the US. Despite the absence of agreements with the US, extraditions still occur. In Middle Eastern countries as Dubai has extradition to the US shows unconventional legal solutions are also possible. Among the countries where asylum is often sought, places with no extradition to the US are mentioned. Cuba, Ecuador, Montenegro, or Colombia have extradition to the US. Each of them require a separate analysis. Therefore, it's important to not only know that where there is no treaty, but also correctly assess the legal system and political situation. These are the countries that don't have official extradition treaties to the US. Cambodia. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard some stuff about Cambodia. David might like it in Cambodia. I've heard some fuck shit about it. Vietnam, Laos, or whatever. Nepal. Syria ain't the one right now. Lebanon, Yemen, my guy goes to the war zone, bro. Eritrea, Chad, Somalia. I know a lot of rappers flee into Somalia after the catch. Zimbabwe, Belarus, Montenegro, Bosnia, Herzegovina. I ain't even heard of this one. Where's this? What? I don't even know. If David makes it over there, then he's going to be good. All right. Venezuela, Bolivia, Ecuador, Micronesia, Tonga, Cuba, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis. All right. Ain't a great lineup. This is not a good lineup of countries, okay? But if he makes it to one, he could be good. But anyway, people are saying that these main three are out of the country, okay? Asia's the only one who's publicly posted about being abroad, nor the PDF, nor Neo. All right. David have nor the Neo nor the pedo David Burke have been confirmed anything I've seen. Posting a credible source saying how the other two had left would take this post from speculative to fact. David too, ? Remember, he's a free man, so he can travel anywhere he wants to go if he's not really a suspect. What's the source for David being out of the country? It is, trust me, bro. The first time when he leaked that Rush song, it said he was in Australia or something. Deleted it. This is just my opinion, but I think it's likely. Now, I'm pretty sure the UAE, people will be posting the UAE, but I'm pretty sure, like, if they're American citizens born and raised in the country, they'll have to return. Subpoena to court for the trial, then they'll have to show up, or a warrant will be issued for their arrest. They'll never be able to return to America because the system will flag them on return, and they'll be arrested on site. We have extradition rights with every country, I believe, except for a few, which include, I'm not sure this is true though, because I see this Google, but Google kind of sucks with the AI. I mean, according to Wikipedia, some of these are true. Like, it's hard to believe, but it's like they really don't have one with China. That wasn't on the last list. Russia, I'd rather be in an American jail than Ukraine, Vietnam. Like, you can go to war zones or unfriendly countries, but I still feel like
have to run to none of these countries. That's the bold-faced facts, bro. I'm not doing nothing having to go run to do nothing, bro. I'm not doing that, bro.
And they've refused to extradite, and these are a bunch of, like, some of these countries are ones that we've seen on the last page. There ain't no good countries. Like, I guess David could go to China. Like, that could run. All these countries on the list, they're saying he can go to any of these. Realistically, Saudi, probably one of the best. UAE, Qatar, Saudi, probably the countries you'd want to go to the most. It says, if a person isn't in any of the few places in his big-ass world, then they have to come back, and they will eventually be brought back. Down there, everyone who's tried to duck the extradition in another country always gets caught and returned. The only person off the top of my head who beat the US justice system was never extradited was Tupac's aunt. Look into her story. Even the government and
Russell
the people
Simmons.
on her
I remember
island
Russell
after
Simmons.
her. All right. What's to say Asia is in real time?
And rest her soul, she just passed away recently. I think she passed away this year, maybe a couple months back, if I'm not mistaken.
If I subpoenaed, you'll be charged with contempt if you don't. How are you so sure Neo's out of the country? You should know you're in a group chat with SF. Historical big. There are allegations that he might be in Japan, but there isn't much public info coming, and investigation serious enough to force him to stay here. Either way, you probably know better than we would, being in contact with Stephen Fisher, whether he's actually in the country. Why are they saying this guy knows SF? Every one of them pretty much went silent. The other two in the picture pretty much are irrelevant. Asia is confirmed to be out of the country. All of them are streamers except David. Without him, there's no money being made because they're not streaming right now. It is so interesting that when they announced the grand jury, Asia left the country. If you're innocent, why leave? Should have possibly already spoke to them. By the time they announced the grand jury, the article said it had already been spoken with witnesses. I doubt the news was saying they can convene the grand jury to compel specific witnesses to testify on video evidence. I would guess that would be her, or at least she's the biggest victim of poor timing ever to happen in someone's life.
Finance a Bronco with the one that builds the Bronco. Ford Credit makes it easy.
They're all allowed to leave the country. Also, it's work. It looks like leisure to us, but technically, this is what they do for work: travel, party, and stream. As of right now, if they were asked to come in for questioning, legally they can deny. The whole point of the grand jury is to show the evidence to get subpoena power. If they don't follow, they can go to jail, aka warrant for their arrest, and ignoring the subpoena. There's a possibility some of them have worked with the investigators already, so they call them back for cross interviews. There's for their previous testimonies, one for to be under oath, two for cross-examination, make sure their story matches previous testimony and find any missteps. Doesn't mean much that they're out of the country, doesn't automatically mean guilt. If investigators might not even ask for further questioning if they truly have nothing to give. Now, David is for sure in the United States. He has own property or with family. Just wait. He can be, but there's no point. The reason he's not working with investigators is via his lawyer. They want to know how much the investigators know so they can build their defense. They're telling him to be silent and wait. According to some, David is still in the country, okay, and most likely following his lawyer's strict advice. Lockdown, staying at home. He's rocking out like it's 2020. Why is there no real info, real or fake, as to where David is now? Is he laying low with his family in Texas? Is he crashing with his entourage? His protection. I don't expect the police to release his whereabouts. The online detectives are posting all these in-depth theories. But how has he not been spotted at 7-Eleven? Better yet, why isn't there info that he's staying with someone's cousin, stepmom, nephew's girlfriend, baby daddy's sister, best friend's house? People have a lot to say about this story, but no one's seen this kid since his tour got cancelled. I want to clarify, I'm not literally asking where David is. I'm just curious why no one's talking about it when they're talking about every other aspect of the case. Big, small, short, false, crazy, or illogical. And this guy says, my guess, he's got Blair Burke, top-notch PR and damage control lawyer, hence why we've not heard anything from him. She made him this program or rehab for future PR to get off that mentally fragile, not some crazy killer. For sure leave LA, maybe not California. He's still under their investigation, it seems. Go to a secluded Airbnb or rental so you can never be spotted. Don't stay with a parent or girlfriend or boyfriend. Maybe go to some private place owned by a close confidant and make them sign NDAs. That's why the bet is the family's other home, which is the one with the shed. She commonly does a whole little starvation phase for her clients for the first 6 months, like absolutely MIA, so she can make the public move on. The more time goes on, the less people are focusing on the case, but I guess we will see it when it all comes in court.
This shit is just, man, it's the weirdest shit I ever seen in my life, bro. This is just crazy.
People send some amazing insight on the lawyer and her tactics. Thank you for the comment. Sounds like you've got some experience. Okay. I don't have a connection with her, but yes, I've heard of her before this case and I've done additional research on her. I'm pretty aware of most of the top sought out lawyers that celebrities seek because I'm astonished how much corruption can be seen in the justice system with a lawyer like that. It is crazy. I think it's possible he fled as a suspect. He would have been taken in by police for questioning and they've said nothing other than claiming he's not been cooperating. Wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with a blind laundry ending, aka suspect does a big SAD. Okay, unfortunately, I felt this since the very beginning. I really hope the name of justice, I'm 100% wrong, or eventually the truth does come out. Okay, now, just so you know, okay, people are wondering, Neo probably has fled the country too, all right? People saying as police question, Neo, he knows it all. He was there for everything. Look at his little pouty face, man. Cooked. Cooked. Basted. All right, ready. Just let's, you know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. I'm ready for food, man. It's time to cook. This guy Neo is in a bunch of David stories as well as on his own, which he recently deleted them all. Anyone have info on this weirdo? Okay. Saying disclaimer, there's no evidence Neo is involved in any of the crimes discussed in this sub. He just knew David. That's facts, but he's a weirdo. Benson Stabler would have had David's ass locked up last week. What's the hold up? All right. If we knew the information, it would have been reported by major news outlets. Now, obviously, I touched on it in a previous video that maybe David was in a relationship with Neo. This particular picture was mad sus. Just that hand, that hand's doing way too much. Now, the theory that David and Neo might have been in a relationship is gaining more traction, okay? And the music video for One More Dance, people are saying that it laid out the plan. The actors played David and Neo. I think the video for One More Dance is how he intended for things to go. It seemed like David killed Celeste on the road trip and intended on burying her while out there, but something happened and he had to bring her back in the trunk. Maybe that's why they were far outside LA at the cheap motel in that odd video on IG. In this video for One More Dance, I believe the female character is actually playing David. I say this because of the facial piercings that are so much like his. Also, her personality and emotes are similar to his. The male character is Neo. They have a very similar face shape, and of course, the blindfolded Itami character is the presence that encourages them to commit the act. Edit. Someone commented that this motel is in New Mexico, so could this be the post he made on tour, or he decided to drive from LA to Houston one day? The little goat in the video tied with a red string, my heart sank when I saw that scene because
all right, man, y'all check out Trap Morals, man. I wish they could find this guy and lock this dude up, because I ain't heard the family say nothing about this shit. That's the saddest part, too. I ain't heard the family say shit. We going to the sauce, man. Y'all know we fuck with the sauce over here. Put a little mama's cooking on it. Shout out Kwame Brown. A little bit of mama's cooking, goddamn.
Don't stand a chance. I'm not even gonna have to duct tape you. It's gonna be easy work. I told you you was gonna get that work, boy. Well, maybe what that crazy guy. Now, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. I wouldn't tell a lie to just promote my own greatness. I'm with competition.
Yo, P. Diddy was just out here saying all types of crazy stuff that we missed. Duct tape.
Hey yo, thanks for tuning into the song. Your source for celebrity news.
The Reckoning about P. Diddy.
Everybody's talking about this Diddy documentary. Have you watched it? No. What did you think?
Just because I'm showing you his thoughts and opinions does not mean that I agree with or endorse his thoughts and opinions. It simply means that I'm showing you what the man had to say.
Hey, TikTok. So this is Dave from the recent documentary The Reckoning by 50 Cent. Many of you may remember me as one of the primary victims of the unfortunate Sean Combs trafficking trial. Now that I have seen this documentary and I'm able to actually give a truthful assessment of it, I'm going to say that I'm disappointed. Because there was much more said about Cassandra Ventura in that documentary, but clearly, because 50 and Diddy are enemies, he did not want to divulge the things that I said in that documentary, which I actually said, I want to say 4 or 5 months before the trial actually happened. See, audience, the sad part is, I'm kind of glad that those jurors got on that were part of the documentary to talk about their perspective once they actually saw the evidence and the things that you and I didn't see in the criminal prosecution. Because the thing is, those jurors knew the truth, which was that Cassie and Jane were not the victims of that RICO. They couldn't have been. They were willing participants trying to stay with and please the man they loved. See, audience?
Cassie was with him until she sued him. Well, she sued him like maybe 2 years after she got married. Also, the Jane girl, which is 50 Cent baby mama, Diddy was paying her rent while he was still in jail, bro.
The true
Allegedly.
victims of the Puff Daddy RICO
$10,000 a month.
Were the men like myself who were coerced, manipulated, and lied to by Cassie and Jane for years to continue to keep us in this perpetual cycle of these people using debauchery to please themselves. Fortunately, I am an African American man, and as many people may know, black guys have been fighting for their rights since the 1800s. We're never going to be victims. We can be bank robbers, we can be rapists, we can be criminals, of course, and unfortunately, African American men have put that stigma on themselves. But we can never legitimately be victimized by another party. No, people, unless we're shot in some extreme measure like that, we can't be in a situation where someone with money and power manipulates us like they would other people of different ethnicities. No, not a black guy, not at all. I think at this point in the game now, people, we gotta know what's going on here. Dave didn't lie on Cassie. Cassie's a liar. Cassie knew what was going on. Cassie was involved in it the entire time. And people, it's not wrong with her being attractive or hyper socialized when she was. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is that she's lying about it to destroy her ex-boyfriend and get a bag off of it. People, that's wrong. I have some integrity. I couldn't lie just because Diddy was a billionaire. I couldn't lie on this guy and blame everything on him when I knew that wasn't the truth. I am a victim of a lying woman. I have had a woman lie on me throughout the states of New York and New Jersey for at least the last 3-4 years of my life.
I had a woman lie on me, and when I got to court, she didn't show up the first time. Second time when I got to court, they threw everything out of court. Lied on.
People, I have learned a lot about malicious prosecution and domestic. God, I have become a master of domestic. I'm a victim of intimate partner stalking. I've been stalked by my ex-girlfriend for years. People, I have multiple orders of protection against my ex-girlfriend. I can show you, but it's in my briefcase. So I know what it's like to have a bitter, hateful, vengeful ex-girlfriend trying to destroy you. I was fortunate. Luckily, my ex-girlfriend wasn't too intelligent. Luckily, I am somewhat intelligent, and although I made some mistakes in the beginning, eventually I was able to get myself out of a lot of the negativity that this lying woman got me in. Diddy had a bigger problem. See, at least me, I was innocent. I never assaulted my ex-girlfriend. I never beat her. I never did the things that she accused me of actually doing. So when law enforcement came after me, trying to set me up on cases, trying to jam up my life, people, they might have arrested me, but they had no case because I never did anything to this woman. And it's really hard to set up someone who has never done anything to the alleged victim. Diddy wasn't that lucky because Diddy spent years beating the crap out of Cassie. Now, domestic violence, not good, people. Physical domestic, not good in any relationship. Because if you're in a relationship with a woman, and any physical domestic violence can be substantiated, it does not matter what you say, dude, you are wrong and you are done. That's just the truth. Diddy's biggest problem was that video that came out of him and Cassie in that hotel room. That is what destroyed it. That's what destroyed his public credibility. That's what turned the public against him enough to make And that's what brought him before the court so they could have this grand stage of a RICO trial, because that's exactly what it is. It didn't have to be a sham, but the truth was there really was a RICO. The U.S. Attorney's Office did their job. They just did not feel that an African-American male, a Hispanic male, and some of these males that were actually victims, they didn't feel we were worthy to be victims. They wanted to manipulate the public, so you all thought about the domestic violence and beautiful Cassie being assaulted.
I mean, it's still evident that Cassie, even though we know she was abused in this, we know Cassie was abused in this. She was complicit in some of the things because she only came out after they broke up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, I mean, you should have said this as soon as he did something to you. Like, you stayed with him 9 years. Like, that's crazy.
Let me explain something to your audience. Everything that glistens ain't gold. And the most beautiful people, as the expression goes, do the ugliest things. Just because someone's attractive doesn't mean they're not a pathological liar. Just because someone is attractive does not mean that they will not manipulate law enforcement and lie on people to obtain the objectives that they want. Just because someone's attractive, people, doesn't mean that that person is not capable of masterminding things to manipulate others and get what they want. People, Cassandra did all of this. Why don't you Google what Cassandra's name actually means? Google the name Cassandra and see what the name means in terms of Greek mythology. That's the perfect example. The name Cassandra means she who outshines men. You can look it up. Cassandra Ventura's first name literally means she who outshines men. Is there any doubt that Cassandra
I gotta look that
outshine a man?
I gotta look that up to see if that's factual. What does Cassandra mean? Let me see.
No, people. She lied on Diddy, she got a bag. She lied even further, got the man in prison. She lied on Clayton Howard, and she totally got away with it because the U.S. Attorney's Office knows Cassandra lied about the things she said in reference to me. People, Cassandra is a woman who outshines men. She has the ability to use those looks and that beautiful voice and manipulate the people around her to feel the experience that she may have went through and use it to totally give her credit for everything else. I would say at least I was manipulated at one point to believe me and Cassandra were friends. I was never in love with her, people, but I did think we were friends. I thought we had a connection. We had.
Well, I mean,
same birthday. I felt we were close enough.
What he said they had the same birthday.
Manipulated at one point to believe me and Cassandra were friends. I was never in love with her, people, but I did think we were friends. I thought we had a connection. We had the same. I felt we were close at one point. But people, that was the coercion. That was the manipulation. That was her making me feel like she cared and she was my friend. When the truth was, she was just trying to keep me on board because she liked how I performed and her husband liked watching me perform with her. So he wasn't even her husband.
Oh, so that's the dude that was, I guess, smashing her or whatever. This is crazy, bro. Like, you got a nigga that just hang around there banging your girl, dog. Like, what is Diddy, bro? How did he even? How the hell he come? I don't know how you even come up with some shit like that.
Correct me. That's what she actually lied. He told me that
that actual scenario, like a nigga banging your girl, like, bro, I would never want that to go down, bro.
Husband for 2 years. People, coercion, manipulation, initiate consent.
Even if it's just one of like my friend girls, like we done, did the thing or whatever, we just cool and shit. I don't want to see no other nigga do nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? That's gay, bro. Like what? I might well go watch some porn, nigga, or some shit. That's some weird shit, bro. Like the weirdest shit ever.
This is a big word. What I want to say in simpler terms is that coercion and manipulation negate consent. No one consent to an action if you are lying to them about the fundamental premise of that action. If you're lying to someone, deceiving them, altering the narrative so they believe that the situation they're involved in is something else, People, that is coercion and manipulation. When you're offering.
So basically, he said, goddamn, the shit that the jurors seen and their angle or the evidence that the jury got, they were lied to.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
People exuberant amounts of money that you don't pay. People, that's coercion and manipulation. All of this was done to me by Cassie. Now, I do want to correct something, because I don't tell many people this because I don't want to be called retarded, or I have my learning disability, judged, but I am dyslexic. So sometimes with dyslexia, people state and they read things backwards. It's a horrible condition, people. I put a lot of work into it to try not to. Many of you have heard me read, you've heard me speak, people. That has taken a lot of work to get around my dyslexia and to speak so well and not jumble all the words I read. The reason I'm telling you is because sometimes I make mistakes. I might say he, I mean she. I might say 2022 and I'm saying 2002. People, I've been doing it for years, people. It takes a lot of work because of the condition, but I'm trying. Now, something happened during the 50 documentary that I thought that they were supposed to correct, because I was actually telling a story about how Cassie introduced me to drugs. But people, the documentary and their need to continue to keep the bullshit narrative going, they actually used an excerpt that I corrected, people, because I did correct it. So I was talking to Alex Stapleton about how the GH and the baby oil thing, and I made a mistake and said he, but I corrected myself and I said she, because I was telling Alex Stapleton how I learned everything I learned about these drugs from Cassie. Diddy never sat down and explained to me what these drugs did. Cassie did that. Cassie bought me. Cassie tried to get me to take GH. Cassie's the first one to offer me. Diddy ignored me like I was freaking nobody, and that's the truth. Cassie is the one who would always try to get me to try drugs. Now, people, I'm not a big drug addict. I tried to, because, she came at me in such a way that day, I relented and I did. But I never tried GH. I don't want to try GH. Cassie offered me cannabis. I don't want no cannabis. Cassie used to offer me
that pink stuff. They was doing that pink shit.
Bunch of different people that I would refuse, and that's the truth. Diddy offered me some pink on Tommy Clayton, got me horribly sick. But he did not offer me GH. That was wrong, and I tried to correct that during the documentary. Cassie offered me GH, and I said no. Cassie is the one who talked to me about baby oil and GH baby oil. Did she ever do it? I don't know. But she definitely talked to me about it. That she did. I'm going to go because I don't want to be over 10 minutes, people. I'm going to support 50
This is crazy, dog.
Cents and Alex Stapleton, because it's definitely Alex Stapleton. She's a great woman. She was very kind to me. She listened. So watch the documentary. But you should know that the interview with Clayton Howard is heavily edited in favor of Cassie.
Yeah, I got to watch that shit, man. I got to watch it, bro.
50 is who he is. What can we do? Thank you for listening, people. Watch the documentary, support it, whatever.
Okay, so there you have it. That's what Diddy's freak-off partner Clayton Howard had to say about 50 Diddy the documentary and Cassie. Now, once again, his opinions do not reflect the thoughts and opinions of the channel, because what I really want to know are your opinions. So, let me know what you think about what Clayton Howard just said about 50 Cent, Diddy the documentary, and Cassie. Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down here leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And
hey, man, y'all go check out the sauce, man. The celeb sauce. We're going to check out O'Shea Do Jackson. Got my dog. He talking about this Somalian thing we got going on. Say the Somalians want to be black.
The NBA on Prime.
The quest for the cup goes in.
In the last week, discrepancies between Donald Trump and the Somali American community.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you.
And again, he's been talking about Ilhan Omar. She's a politician out of Minnesota. And again, they are like enemies politically. And of course, he's now been dissing the Somali Americans in Minnesota. accusing them of doing all sorts of debauchery, fraud, crimes, and everything like that. And before all of this happened, you used to have a lot of the Somalians saying things like this.
Somalis are not black. Let me explain why. Looking at me right now, am I black? I'm literally brown. I'm literally brown, bro. Think about it as well. Somalis are Arabs. We're in the Arab League. We speak the Arab language. We eat the Arab food. Bro, think about it like this, bro. If a whole community doesn't regard themselves as black, they can't be black, bro. We literally can't be black, bro.
So the whole OJ Simpson. I ain't black. I'm OJ. So that's what they portraying right now, dog. Like,
come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's what they portraying.
The Somalis did not identify as being black. And of course, I can understand that because they're from Somalia, a place where everybody is, either black in some way or African. So there's no reason to call your black. And this is the same thing that we've seen with the Dominican community or other black Latinos. This is no different. I'm not black, I'm Dominican, or I'm not black, I'm Somali. But now we have been seeing a different change.
Always been a racist, a bigot, a xenophobic, and Islamophobic. We know that he called African nations in his first administration. We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And so it is not surprising that he is going after black immigrants in
good luck with that. I know he mad because New York mayor is what?
And it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
That's Ilhan Omar talking about black Somalis or black immigrant groups. So now, in the case of her, she's attaching herself to the black cause. And she isn't the only person.
Minnesota has always been a welcoming place for people fleeing a home country that is battered by war, poverty, and hunger. Europeans in the 19th and 20th century, black Americans from the South, among.
That was a call for allyship, and they threw the race card out there. We're all black. What happened to I'm not black, I'm Somalian?
So you hear that again. Now, we understand that this is a play that people do once they have issues or they're getting their pickup call. I'll come back to that in a minute because there's evidence, at least in certain cases, that Somalis have some very interesting things to say about black America.
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They would tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you? Whose name are you carrying? Well, my mother chose his name for me. I don't know. Is that what we want for our ummah? No.
So you hear the imam talking about African Americans that don't know their fathers and all of that. So this seems to be a very disrespectful thing to say about a group of people. But it's just those people there. We're not trying to say everybody is the same. So on one end, you're not black, you're Somali because you don't want to be like African Americans. But then when it benefits you, all of a sudden you're a black.
The book has every single crop that he's ever planted in it. I uploaded it to ChatGPT. There used to be 200 certified seed farmers in South Carolina. Now there's 6.
I'm not worried in the least bit about Rachel taking over this farm. She will do a wonderful job.
Can you log that I'm putting in another load of peanuts from the Red House pivot?
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and log that you put another load of peanuts.
Thanks, ChatGPT. I was an English major with a Shakespeare concentration. I couldn't wait to get out of this place.
I'm glad she's back, but I never thought she would come back.
There's a lot to learn from Daddy, so it makes me kind of nervous.
You see where it got melted in there?
Why would that
I
happen?
don't know.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see everything just fine. So it looks like the part number is AH203860.
My family's been doing this.
Group. People have been talking about this whole situation going on with the Somalis and why they don't need to be in America.
Shall I go on? It is a fact
not an opinion or a feeling, it is an objective fact, one of the most dangerous countries in the entire world. Obviously, not all Somalis are pirates or all these other criminals, right? But when you have a large portion of people doing something and you bring that over to another place, chances are it's going to continue. Never in the history of ever have I seen a third world country come to a first world country and a first world country get better and improve.
Now, this is important because she's talking about the issues that they have and they bring over, and they don't really contribute. But why?
When they don't assimilate, which we see so often within their religion.
She said, these countries, people come from third world countries, do not do well in America when they don't assimilate, meaning that they want to keep their communities the same.
Together.
And where do we see evidence of this?
Oh, Somali only. I guess why even learn English if you can just read the signs in Somali? If you don't force the people who move here to learn English, they never will or will never have the need to learn English.
And my point proved itself immediately.
Did I interview? Oh yes, I. Okay, this will be fascinating. Do you speak English? Do you speak English? I do speak in English.
Damn. So nobody out there know English.
Somali?
Now, this is a guy
That's crazy. Don't nobody out there know English, bro. So if you from America, bro, you just don't go to Somalia, bro.
Certain parts of Minneapolis or St. Paul, and he's literally walking up to Somalis and they can't even speak English. Some of them may be able to speak French because Somalia was a French colony, but they cannot speak English. I mean, it's like me living in a country trying to work, and I'm there and I can't speak a lick of English. There are even signs only in Somali, which is controversial for certain people. But the biggest issue that I see is not necessarily with Somalis and Black Americans or Somalis with Trump. We know what Somalis have said about Trump. But the biggest issue is this.
As a Somali Bantu woman, I hate when an ethnic Somali person is like, oh, we're all one, we're all one.
Hold on, let me see what she said.
Or Trump. But the biggest issue is this.
As a Somali Bantu woman, I hate when an ethnic Somali person is like, oh, we're all one, we're all one. We're not. We are not one. We try to be one. We are only one to y'all when it benefits you guys.
So this lady is Somali Bantu. So Somali Bantu are like Black Somalis. So they're more closer to being like Kenyans, Tanzanians, Malawians, like Africans. Now the Kushites, Somalis, have an Arabic mixture. They're more like the ones from Ethiopia, some of them. Influenced Afro-Asiatic people. And so this is what you see with the Somalis who look a little bit more Arabic. And so there is a clan system because the Bantu or the Black Somalis are not getting the same sort of respect. And this lady is talking about this division in between the groups. She's saying that the Somali Bantus, you're only wanting to deal with us once it benefits you. But she talks about it in more detail.
Our accomplishments are not your accomplishments because whenever you guys have an accomplishment, you do not share it with us. Whenever you get an opportunity, you don't share it with us. You don't help us in any way, shape, or form. But yet, every time we got something going on, oh, we're one. No, we are not. So many Bantus have went through so much. Our people came to the U.S. and started getting actual opportunities starting in 2000s. Y'all held us back for years and years.
And he says, y'all have held us back for years. Once things are going for us, you don't want to support us, but if we're spending money with you, like all of these things she's talking about, you guys are grifters. And these are Somalis having the issues within their own communities. Now let's bring it back to Pan-Africanism, and this is why it's important. If Somali Bantus can say this about Somali and Cushitic people and the problems that they have, then what does the Black American community stand with working with or have any expectations of Somalis? Let me just say this. I have a very, very good Somali buddy of mine. He lives in Australia. I love him to death. When I last was in Kenya, we'll go out, we'll hang out. He's a great person, right? But you can't expect everybody to be like that. And I met some Somalis that are hella cool. I mean, the women are beautiful. The people are just nice. I know a lot of them here. I know some of them here in Uganda. But to expect that Somalis are just going to be on the same time as Black Americans, it's pointless because Somalis have a different way of life. They're not all unified, as we're going to find out. They all have different things. And there are divisions within the group, and yeah.
My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and JD Vance.
These are Somalis that support Donald Trump, okay? Now, if you guys heard about what happened with the Minneapolis mayorship race with Jacob Frey, he won, and he was running against a Somali guy. But the reason how he beat the Somali guy is because there are two different clans that are split. He went to the clan that was split and got all the support, all right? And just like when it comes with...
That's crazy. He used the part, that the factors to help him win the race. That's wild.
Other groups in Africa. You're going to have groups who have these splits from their home country. The Somali Bantus are going to have somewhat of a strife with Somali Cushitic people. And what Black Americans should understand is that you're only going to be able to work with people that you have leverage with. I mean, that's just what it is. You got to have mutual respect. And so the Somalis, if they're trying to attach to the Black struggle, well, Somalis try to attach to the Bantu struggle. We've heard it already. The Cushitic people, the Arab ones, when the Somali Bantus got something to offer, they'll say, oh, we're all Somalis when it benefits them, and then turn around and then they'll hold these Somali Bantus back when it benefits them also. The same thing will happen with the FBAs. Somalis will then say, hey, listen, we are Black immigrants when it benefits them, and then when it doesn't benefit them, they'll go back to being Somali. So the reality is that, you cannot let other groups benefit off of your struggle. They will never let you benefit off of their struggle.
You're right, but hey, he dropped the gem then, bro. He said, don't never let nobody come up off of your struggle, and then you can't come up off of theirs.
With parity, okay? I believe in Pan-Africanism when there is appropriate leverage. I do not believe in flat blackness. You can steal from me when you want without giving any value to me, when you won't let me do that to you. And all African groups gatekeep. I'm in Uganda right now. You're not going to be able to benefit from the Ugandan struggle. They make you pay to be associated. You have to prove yourself. So other groups should have to prove themselves when it comes to interacting with Black Americans or #FBA. It's only right. Whenever you go and deal with them, you have to give them something. You cannot be associated with Africa or Africans without giving up something. They have to give up something too, right? And so if we can get that, if we have that level of parity, then yes, we can ride for anybody, they can ride for us. But if nobody is contributing to the pot, like what this lady is talking about with Somali Bantu, then they can be no help to Black Americans. If you're not even helpful to your own Somali Bantu people, we would be crazy to believe we would be able to get anything from that relationship also. You would only be able to get something from that relationship if you could force it with leverage. And this is not to disrespect Somalis, or Ethiopians, or Eritreans, or Nigerians, or Jamaicans, anybody, right? But there has to be value given and added on both sides. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea D. Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I wish you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.
I check that boy out, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Duke. O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea like Ice Cube name. I never heard nobody name that until I heard Ice Cube name O'Shea. I was like, what the hell? It said Lamar needs protection. We going to nightcap. Well, this 16 hours ago. They put this out earlier. They keep trying to get me to go live on motherfucking on TikTok. I see. I might try it, but I ain't got. I really don't think I got enough people on there to be fucking with me on there. Oh damn, Panda just put one out. It looked like we had a third part. The Panda when he was talking about the Diddy shit. So I'm gonna do this one right here, and then we're gonna go back to the other one. Hold on. So it said, y'all check out Panda
Whether you're
Press.
racing in Formula One, IndyCar, or NASCAR, the best race teams have the best engineers.
Yeah, y'all check out Panda Press. Got a great channel.
Bruh, I ain't never seen somebody sabotage themselves this bad. Diddy out here recording his own lawyer.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, you heard me. The man secretly filmed the dude who was literally trying to keep him out of prison. And the wild part, that footage leaked. It's out. 50 Cent got his hands on it. Lawyers mad, licenses on the line, the whole legal team looking like they just walked into a trap Diddy set up himself. I'm talking confidential conversations, illegal suggestions, strategy calls, all caught on camera because Diddy thought he was filming his legacy documentary.
Are you stupid or something?
Bro was trying to make Surviving the Downfall and ended up filming How to Destroy Your Own Defense 101. And listen, I know some of y'all been commenting like, Panda, why you not showing full footage like before? Let me make this clear. These sensitive topics, this is the type of stuff that demonetizes whole channels, gets videos removed.
So we can't even show that shit. Like, and I be trying to tell these folks, they be like, play this song and all that on, but I can't do that shit on live, bro. Them folks flag that shit as soon as the first word of the song come out, they flagging it.
Gets creative shadow banned. It ain't because I don't want to show it.
Creative shadow
It's because YouTube don't play with this kind of content. So I gotta break it down for y'all safely, but with the same heat. Now buckle up, because this story right here exposes something way darker than lawsuits. This is about trust, betrayal, and Diddy becoming the biggest threat to himself. Bruh, this whole situation starts with something so stupid, so reckless, so self-destructive that I had to replay it twice just to make sure it was real. Diddy, a man facing the biggest legal fight of his entire life, actually sat there and recorded a confidential call with his own lawyer, Mark Agnifilo.
Why?
What the man, come on, dog. Bruh, you... Damn, Diddy. Come on now, Diddy. I know you ain't. Diddy? Come on.
Why?
Who does that? Who looks at a criminal investigation and says, yeah, let me turn the cameras on real quick. This ain't like he forgot the camera was rolling. Nah, he set it up, positioned it, hit the red button like he was filming a behind the scenes clip for a documentary he thought would clear his name. Bro thought he was building a heroic comeback movie, when in reality, he was creating a damn evidence archive. And here's where the stupidity hits expert level. That footage, that sensitive, confidential, career-ending footage, somehow slips out of Diddy's hands and drops straight into the lap of 50 Cent.
How? Hold on, bro.
The pettiest, most strategic, most motivated enemy he could possibly hand it to. That's not a leak. That's destiny with a sense of humor. 50 gets a hold of it, and instead of keeping it quiet or using it later, he goes straight to the internet like,
Today your ass is gonna die, bitch. Say goodnight, motherfucker.
y'all look what I got. And boom, whole legal world on fire. Lawyers shocked, fans confused, prosecutors smiling. The little that leaks, it's enough to tell you that Diddy didn't just make a mistake. He detonated a bomb under his own legal team, filmed it, and handed the footage to his biggest rival. Man basically speed ran his own downfall on camera. Now look, when this footage hit the internet, the first person to damn near collapse wasn't Diddy. It was Mark Agnifilo, the lawyer in the video. This man saw that clip and probably aged 5 years and 5 seconds. Because being recorded without consent during a confidential legal strategy call, that's not just disrespect, that's career homicide. Lawyers survive on trust, on privacy, on knowing their conversations will never see daylight. When a client secretly records you, that's the legal equivalent of finding out your best friend installed cameras in your house. It's violation on violation. Mark's entire reputation revolves around professionalism. And suddenly he's online trending next to Diddy with people dissecting his tone, his words, his advice, his ethics. And none of this had to happen. None of this was necessary.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
The moment the footage leaked, Mark Garagos, another legal heavyweight, said straight up that Agnifilo is furious. And honestly, he should be, because this leak don't just make him look unprofessional, it puts his license on the line. Lawyers don't fear backlash, they fear the Bar Association. And this kind of leak, this is the stuff that triggers investigations, review.
Damn. Niggas is falling behind Diddy. Like, bro, this shit like they playing dominoes now. Like the dominoes falling right now, bro. That like 50 did not help the situation. Boy, 50 put this man in a fucked up situation, bro.
Sanctions, all kinds of hell. And here's the part that destroys everything. How does a lawyer continue defending a client who secretly recorded him during a crisis? How do you build a defense with zero trust?
How, Sway?
How do you go to court together after your client sabotaged your entire career? Let's keep it real. He might quit. Actually, he probably should quit. Because staying tied to Diddy right now is like holding onto a rope that's actively on fire. If Agnifilo walks away, that's a massive dent in Diddy's defense strategy. You can't replace a top-tier federal lawyer overnight. You can't rebuild trust when the betrayal was literally filmed. Diddy didn't even get taken down by the court. He took down his own lawyer like it was a side quest. And that's the moment everybody realized Diddy isn't fighting the system.
I recently purchased the most popular glucose meter online and decided to test it with you. If you have...
Diddy isn't fighting the system. He's fighting himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This is where things go from messy to, oh yeah, somebody's definitely losing their job behind this. Because that leak clip, that little piece 50 Cent decided to blast all over the internet, it allegedly shows Mark Agnifilo giving Diddy advice that could straight up be interpreted as illegal. I'm talking about suggesting they countersue the accuser in a way that looks a whole lot like encouraging a false report. Bruh, that's not just bad optics. That's criminal exposure. That's the type of conversation that should never exist on video. And yet, here we are, because Diddy wanted cinematic angles. Lawyers know the line. They know what you can say, what you cannot say, what needs to stay between the walls of a damn office. But when the client tells you he's recording, you keep it clean. You watch your words. You protect yourself. But Mark didn't know. He was talking freely, confidently, like he was.
It's almost like when what's his name, Reggie Wright Jr. called Suge Knight, and Suge Knight didn't know that he was recording him, and you know Reggie White just going along with the conversation is and Suge say talking like he don't know he being recorded. So it's like that's why Suge went off on Reggie White Jr. and goddamn your boy
on a private call, which he should have been. And this is why the footage is so dangerous. If the Bar Association looks at that clip and decides Mark crossed ethical boundaries, it's over. You can't talk your way out of being caught on camera giving advice that even sounds like manipulation or retaliation. Even if he didn't mean it that way. Even if the clip is taken out of context. Even if the full conversation would clear it up. It doesn't matter. The internet saw it. TMZ saw it. Prosecutors saw it. Judges saw it. Lawyers saw it. And public opinion
Bro, it's hey, that's messed up. He messed up. He messed up.
It's faster than the truth ever will. And let's keep it real. The prosecution is probably in the back room popping sparkling water over this. You think they don't love seeing the defense team fall apart? You think they're not screenshotting every frame of that clip? You think they're not circling keywords like it's a college study group? This is ammo for them. Pure ammo. And again, and I will keep repeating this because it's the wildest part of the entire story. The only reason this evidence exists is because Diddy recorded it. Not
like that's why hey, bro, even with the whole R. Kelly thing, bro, we wouldn't have knew R. Kelly was on some bullshit till he recorded that bullshit back in the day, bro. Like, damn, son. With like, just being honest with you, bro. Like, if R. Kelly wouldn't have recorded that shit, we would have never knew. You recording some shit that you want to watch back. That's what you up to, big dog. That's why you in jail, R. Kelly. You recording shit. Bruh, if they never had, even by him marrying Aaliyah and this shit went past, bro, they would have never had no shit against you if you wouldn't have recorded yourself doing that with that young girl, bro.
Hackers, not insiders, not enemies, Diddy himself.
Hey man, this is what I want to say. These phones already recording. They're already recording, they're already looking. They probably can see us through our cameras. I know they're already recording the actual audio. Bro, put the fucking phone down. If you gonna do some dumb shit, and I don't condone anything anybody ever did negative while they recording, but I'm just saying, bro, put your fucking phone down, bro. Don't do nothing negative in the first place. But, bro, why would you bring the phone into it, all this recording shit?
You're showing me how unserious you are.
With his own camera, on purpose. This man didn't just snitch on himself. He packaged it in 4K and let 50 Cent do distribution. This is the moment everybody realized the downfall isn't happening to Diddy. It's happening from Diddy. Now let's talk about 50 Cent. Because this man didn't just leak something. He executed a precision strike. People think 50 just trolls online. Nah, 50 is a strategist. Everything he posts, everything he deletes, everything he hints at is intentional, calculated, timed. He didn't drop the full footage. He didn't need to. He dropped the one clip that had the most explosive legal consequences. The one moment where Mark Agnifilo says something that could jeopardize his entire career. The exact piece of audio that fractures the relationship between Diddy and his defense team. That's not petty. That's chess. High-level chess. 50 Cent sat there like, what clip will cause the most chaos, the most panic, the most distrust? And then he pressed upload with the confidence of a man who's been waiting years for this moment. Years.
To go to school. Go WGU. I was able to do my classes.
Years. The industry, he watched the power, the intimidation, the rumors, silence. And now that the walls are finally collapsing, bro is playing Demolition Crew. And the timing, the timing is masterful. He didn't drop this months ago, not even weeks ago. He dropped the right ingredients preparing for sentencing. The moment where the legal team must be unified, airtight, perfectly coordinated. But nah, 50 said, let me go ahead and throw a grenade into the group chat real quick. This ain't random beef. Mark 50 systematically stripping away Diddy's armor piece by piece until the man is standing alone with no legal protection, no public support,
Come on now,
no
dog.
plausible narrative left to hide.
Come on,
The
man.
prosecutors loved it. The internet loved it. And Diddy, bruh's probably pacing in his cell like, why does this man hate me so much? Because 50 didn't expose Diddy for clicks. He exposed him for closure.
Gotcha.
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 And here's where this whole
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Got it. Got it.
thing turns from scandal to psychological horror. Because the second that footage leaked, everybody realized something deeper, something way more dangerous. Diddy don't trust nobody, not even the people hired to save his life. Think about that. You're legal, fight your charges, behind the scenes, and argue for your freedom. But instead of trusting them, Diddy secretly recorded them like they were enemies, not allies. That's not strategy, that's paranoia. That's not leadership, that's narcissism. That's not caution, that's a lack of loyalty so deep it's practically spiritual rot. And when that kind of betrayal hits a legal team, it shatters the foundation. It breaks every relationship. You can't put that back together. A lawyer can lose his case, lose emotion, lose an argument, and still fight for you. But once you record him behind his back, that's personal. That's irreversible. You could see it in the attorney reactions, the disappointment, documenting every slip up, every comment, every vulnerable moment. Bruh turned his defense team into an unpaid documentary cast. And let's not pretend this is new behavior. Diddy has a pattern of turning on the people closest to him the second they're no longer useful. Bodyguards, artists.
So basically, I mean, we already know this, because you know, the most prolific thing that I think Gene Deal ever said, and I think Short No Joke said it too. He said, Diddy said, I don't care. We're gonna kill Tupac and Biggie. That's what they said. Allegedly, that's what they said. I know. If both of them didn't say, I know at least one of them said it. If Pac got to die, Big got to die. You know what I'm saying? But I heard, I could, my cognitive, yeah. But I do kind of remember Gene Deal saying that allegedly.
Executives, assistants. There's a long list of people who got too close and ended up burned. So when lawyers saw that footage, when they realized he was filming them too, that he might have filmed all of them, yeah, that was the moment they stepped back and said, hold on, we're not defending a client anymore. We're dealing with a man who doesn't understand consequences. This wasn't a PR mistake. This wasn't a leak. This was self-destruction, done in HD with perfect lighting. Diddy didn't get betrayed by his team. He betrayed them.
I don't know, whoever watching this, if y'all old school, y'all remember Self-Destruction when MC Hammer went over there to California? They had all them folk in that Self-Destruction video. Yeah.
And then blamed the world for watching it happen. And here's the part that really shows you where Diddy's mind was at. Bro wasn't recording these calls because he needed evidence. He wasn't documenting his innocence. He wasn't protecting himself. He was filming a documentary, a hero documentary, a comeback story. He actually believed he was going to beat all these cases, walk out clean, and then drop a Netflix-style masterpiece called The Truth About Sean Combs, where he looks like the misunderstood genius who rose above the lies. That's why the cameras were rolling during meetings, during calls, during strategy sessions. He wanted every moment captured so he could edit it later into a redemption arc. Except None of this looks redemptive. It looks insane. Imagine being so out of touch that you think filming your legal team during privileged conversations will somehow prove you're innocent. Bro thought he was directing a movie instead of fighting for his freedom. The ego is next level. The delusion is Olympic. The lack of self-awareness is spiritual. And you can see it in the footage. He's not hiding the camera. He's not whispering, not using the tag. He's not discreet. He's casually recording the man defending him, like it's normal, like it's something every celebrity does. Meanwhile, his lawyers are out here trying to prevent him from going to prison until 2050. And he's thinking, this angle will look fire when the documentary drops. It's wild because Diddy didn't just underestimate the charges, he overestimated himself. He thought he was untouchable, too big to fall, too powerful to lose. He thought the public would eventually say, Diddy was right all along. So he documented everything, every meltdown, every call, every questionable conversation. And because of that ego-driven documentary, because of that fantasy world he built in his mind, he ended up filming his own downfall. Not a comeback story, not a hero arc, a full blueprint of every mistake, every miscalculation, every illegal sounding conversation, all preserved on camera like a digital confession booth. Bro wasn't making a documentary, he was filming evidence. And once that footage leaked, oh man, the ripple effect inside Diddy's legal team was instant. Immediate panic, immediate doubt, immediate fear. Because now every lawyer is sitting there like, hold up, if he recorded that call,
you know you recorded. If you recorded that call, hey, bruh. If you recorded that call, bro, we got a whole lot more out here, bro.
What else did he record? That's the part nobody's talking about. The unknown. It's not just the clip 50 posted. It's the possibility that Diddy has hours of footage, days worth of conversations, maybe even recordings in rooms they didn't know were wired. Imagine being a high-profile attorney. You gave strategic advice, emotional reactions, off-the-record discussions, private frustrations, all the messy human stuff lawyers never want clients to capture.
Man, that's almost like, I can't tell y'all, bro. Like I said, this shit damn near a year, maybe 2 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago. It might have been or a year and a half ago. And it might have been 2 years ago, bro. We were talking about that Maya Lansky shit. Maya Lansky, bro. Y'all got to look up who Maya Lansky is, bro. Look up who Maya Lansky is, and you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. He recorded everything.
And suddenly you realize all of that might be sitting on a hard drive somewhere. The trust, gone.
It's not the holidays until you've seen Garden Lights Holiday Nights at the Atlanta Botanic.
Don't go to that
Get
shit.
tickets now.
If you had a car accident, meet Eric and Howard, the paint guys from Cameron, Pintaluga, and 1-800-411-PAINT.
Drive somewhere. The trust, gone. The unity, gone. The confidence, vaporized. Now operating under paranoia. What did he keep? Did he delete? Who else has copies? If 50 got one clip, how many more exist? And you know what happens when a legal team loses trust? Strategy collapses completely. When lawyers no longer feel safe speaking freely, they can't build a defense. They can't brainstorm. They can't disagree. They can't protect their client. Every word becomes a potential landmine. So now you've got attorneys texting instead of talking, meeting less, asking for written confirmations, pulling back, holding things in, watching their own client like he's a threat to the person they're defending. It becomes survival mode, not strategy mode. And once a legal team hits survival mode, it's over. This isn't Diddy versus the system anymore. It's Diddy versus his own defense squad. And lawyers hate uncertainty. They hate unpredictability. They hate clients who create new problems while they're trying to solve the existing ones. Now they have two cases to fight. The case in court and the case of, did my client just record me saying something that'll ruin my career? Meanwhile, prosecutors sitting back like, oh, the defense is imploding? Cool.
This might fuck up a lot of people in the future on their cases because lawyers might not, especially depending on how famous you is, like some lawyers might not take the case after this because like Diddy kind of fucked up the code. Like hey, the game is to be sold, not told. So he gave that shit
less work
free.
for us. The leak didn't just reveal one conversation. It revealed a fractured team, broken morale, and a client no one feels safe around. And once your legal team stops trusting you, you're cooked. And now we get to the part that really shows how bad this is. Because this one leak doesn't just embarrass Diddy today, it destroys his entire legal future. Like,
ain't no lawyer gonna ever fuck with you. When you get out, you really gonna have to sit out. If you got out, you thought you was gonna do what the fuck you wanted to do, hey, it ain't gonna happen, buddy. When you get out, you better sit your ass down somewhere, and you better goddamn be knitting some caps and shawls or scarves for the homeless kids when you get out, bro. You better not do nothing bad, because boy, you ain't gonna better get no lawyer. I don't give a fuck how much money you got now. If you putting these lawyers' integrity in a bad light, bro, it ain't gonna look good for you, bitch. It ain't gonna look good for you.
this ain't just a bad week. This ain't a PR crisis. This is the kind of mistake that follows you in court, sticks to your name, and sits in the back of the judge's mind like a little devil whispering, he's reckless, Your Honor. When a defendant leaks, even accidentally, a private conversation with counsel that suggests shady strategy, prosecutors don't need to do anything extra. They just sit back like, oh, thank you. He's doing our job for us. Because now, Diddy walks into sentencing looking chaotic, looking untrustworthy, looking like a man who can't keep his own defense team together. And judges hate chaos. Judges want order, stability, cooperation, professionalism. They want to see a unified defense team presenting a clear plan. But now, Diddy's lawyer is enraged, the team is fractured, and the prosecution gets to say, Your Honor, the defendant is unstable, difficult to manage, and has a pattern of sabotaging proceedings. That hurts sentencing, big time. Plus, once the legal team is shaken, everything gets weaker. Negotiations become sloppy, appeal strategies lose structure, deadlines get messy, communication breaks down. Nobody trusts anybody. It's like trying to walk into court with a cast on every limb. And let's not forget, judges absolutely look at public behavior. They watch media, they read filings, they pay attention when a defendant becomes unpredictable. So now Diddy isn't just accused of crimes. He's the guy who secretly recorded his lawyer and leaked the footage during trial season. That is not the reputation you want when you're begging for leniency. Then you got prosecutors using
this shit, bro. This shit blew this shit went past the internet right now, bro. This shit in the legal spectrum. Like, bro, he done fucked up lawyers' careers right now, bro. Like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like, I mean, he done fucked up. He done fucked up some shit, bro. Like, for real, he fucked up, bro. He done fucked up.
This is ammo. Your Honor, The defendant's actions show disregard for legal procedure. They compromise the integrity of his own defense. Translation, he's dangerous.
Tune in to GPB. It's a Georgia thing.
I recently purchased the most popular glucose meter online and decided to test it with you.
He's dangerous and sloppy.
You are unattractive, overweight, unworthy, untalented.
And the worst part, the really ugly part, this wasn't sabotage from an enemy. This wasn't a hacker. This wasn't a whistleblower. It was Diddy's camera, Diddy's footage, Diddy's ego, Diddy's obsession with controlling the narrative. He literally handed the prosecution a gift-wrapped advantage and said, "Here, ruin my future with this. Every mistake he makes from here on, amplified. Every misstep, magnified. Every legal weakness, exposed for the world and the courtroom." He didn't lose control of the narrative. He lost control of his entire defense. And this is the part where everything finally clicks. Because when you zoom out and look at Diddy's behavior, the recording, the secrecy, the delusion, the paranoia, you realize this ain't a one-time mistake. This is a pattern, a mindset, a worldview. Diddy has always been his own worst enemy. Always. This man built an entire empire off control.
Damn.
Controlling narratives, controlling artists, controlling environments, controlling who gets close to him. But that same obsession with control is the same thing destroying him right now. Think about it. He didn't record his lawyer to protect himself. He recorded him because he didn't trust him. He didn't film a documentary to tell the truth. He filmed it because he wanted to shape the truth. He didn't leak chaos accidentally. He created chaos because he always believed he could fix it later. That's narcissism mixed with paranoia, mixed with delusion. A dangerous cocktail that blinds you to consequences. And now we're watching the effects in real time. And the saddest part, he doesn't see himself as the problem. In Diddy's mind, the betrayal isn't recording the lawyer, it's the lawyer being mad about it. The mistake isn't the leak, it's people reacting to it. The downfall isn't his actions, it's the world misunderstanding him. Bro is living in a mental universe where he's the hero, the genius, the misunderstood icon. Meanwhile, the real world is like, "Sir, you just filmed evidence against yourself and your legal team."
Damn. That's horrible, bro. Like, bro, that's not a smart thing to do in any situation, big dog.
This is why everything keeps collapsing around him. This is why people keep leaving. This is why nothing is stable. It's not sabotage. It's not enemies. It's not conspiracies. It's Diddy.
Man, y'all check out Panda Press, man. We going to Poetic Flacco back. We gonna flip back to Poetic Flacco. You talking about I think you talking about DJ Academics. Let's see what he's talking about. Y'all check out Poetic Flacco channel.
Was today Everybody Hate Academics Day, and I just missed it because I went on the internet today and everybody is attacking academics. Like, it's literally a new person from every corner I look. Now we're gonna discuss like the biggest people who attack academics today, and not address everybody. But
we are now reacting to Poetic Flacco.
First person, obviously, you guys know by now, is Mano, right? Academics did an entire expose on Mano last night, where academics went through some old confessions that Mano made that made Mano look really crazy. And then obviously Mano responded back to Act, trying to expose him last night. The big dictator.
Yes.
Did you like that?
Huh?
No, what was the role play?
Yeah, the role
Yeah,
play.
what was the role?
This feels like it's gonna be so wrong.
It's so wrong. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've never talked about this.
Gosh.
You should talk about it.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Man, I mean, I don't, whatever somebody want to do in the confines of their home, that's what they want to do. I have no thoughts or anything on that. that's what you do when you alone with your people, I can't judge that because first off, that ain't none of my business. But to try to put it out in the public, like, see, these things, like, this what I'm saying, bro. These folks try to put out shit about you in public, and you might have said it in public or whatever, or try to use it against you. I don't like that type of rhetoric, bro.
Okay, now. Man, oh my God.
I like to play like a runaway slave.
Okay.
I like to play like a disobedient slave with a white woman.
So tell me, like, what you...
The big dictator. Whole time I'm calling you Mano, I should call you Tony. Whole time I'm calling you Mano, your name should be Mano Kente. Mano. Kunta Kente, whatever. Whatever one you want. Mano.
Say, yes, Mason. I'm sorry.
It's two of them. Like, it's like me getting whooped, right?
Mano, you, the big dictator, fantasizing about getting whooped.
DJ Acarelish, you talking again? You let your pride and Hennessy get you to the point.
So he said DJ Acarelish. I don't know if y'all know, but basically, he said he was built like a bottle of relish.
Got you up to say things that don't even make no sense on the internet? You? Again? You on the internet talking about your lane. But let me ask you something about your lane. Was it your lane when that lady said that you forced herself on her? Huh? Is that your lane? Huh? Sexual assault, is that your lane? All words, that's what you accused for, right? Ain't that the shit that you paid out for? But I'm gonna give you one even better than that. Was it your lane when you was on the internet having that conversation with that 15-year-old boy, and you talking about going up in him and put things in him and giving him sex?
Damn, not the 15-year-old boy, bro.
Damn! Talking about having sex with him? Is that your lane? That's not the lane that I'm in. That's not the lane that I'm a part of. You ain't nothing but a sexually deviant elf, boy. What's wrong with you?
Call WAC 100, man. Tell WAC 100 you need a war chest open, man. You need to find some information on Mano, bro. WAC probably already has to pay for it. Call WAC 100. Because Mano right now is going to a juggler.
We already know. Got Trap of the Year I got Trap of the Year 4 times in a row.
And I think the reason why this is a shame, too, to even watch how far it is because it started off with academics. People should go ahead and check out their podcast. He made a little like how they're dressed. Mano just took it too far. Then that led to act do what he did last night. That led to this. But right now it's gotten to a point where they're both of their intention is to destroy the other person. This is not stopping. Act took a break today. We didn't see Act on live stream. Act can't put out a tweet all day. Act right now is digging up that paperwork, man. Act trying to find out snitch accusations, man, to put on Mano. I'm telling y'all, bro. And to think the genesis and beginning of this was academics shouting out their podcast.
Bro, you got to be careful what you say on the internet about anybody, bro. And just because you shout out somebody's podcast don't mean that you can come back and give secondhand, not even compliments. You're trying to diss these folks, talk about their age, their clothes, and all of these other things. Like, it's not even beneficial to what you just did. If you shouted them out, you might have been able to go on their podcast and had a good little run on their shit. But you just, I mean, I know you don't need them, but I'm just saying.
Why? I'm telling you, bro. Why gonna get this off out today?
You an alcoholic that's a pervert that's built like Papa Smack. Come on, you could have left this alone. You said something first and said something back. We could have left it at that.
But you talking to
Nigga say he been like Papa Smurf.
Know that we got recordings of you having sex talk with a 15-year-old. He told you he was 15 years old and he wasn't gay, but you still try to push your agenda on him. Leave this alone, man. You got too many things going on. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing on the internet that belongs to you is your titties and that bottle of Hennessy. You sit there on that shit with your thighs rubbed.
Got that titty. Yo, he said the only thing that belongs to you is your titties and that bottle of Hennessy. That's fucked up. That's fucked
You're
up.
sweating. The girls say you stink. Come on, man. Stop playing. Come on. Look.
They say you stink, bro. You don't get in the shower, bro. Like, bro, you got all this money. You don't want to get in the shower, bro. Just take a good shower. Bro, let them build a stand-up shower in your house or whatever. I don't know what.
You ain't winning nothing.
You know, attacking academics was expected because obviously we expected a Mano response. But you know who I didn't expect to be attacking academics today? I didn't expect Mona from the Joe Budden podcast. Right? Because they're both from the East Coast. I think Ak has said some nice things. Ak has said some very nice things about Mona in the past. So I didn't expect for Mona to be anti-academics, but
Ak is not from the East Coast. Ak is from Jamaica.
when the Joe Budden podcast was discussing this, she went hard on Ak. Even I started asking, bro, what's the beef?
So we've only got 1 hour.
Asking, bro, what's the beef?
And it was long too, but I think my favorite part by far was when he compared to basically said in so many words that he knows the whores, he knows the hoes, he's in the streets, and the hoes call Ak chicken nugget. I would like to also say I've heard the same. He said that he is a big dominator. It said something like that. And, he's a big dictator. And don't talk to him like that. You can't even stand with him.
How does that come back to you? Somebody's like news about their chicken nugget.
With me, because I told this to Joey, I'm the type of person, if my friends say they somebody, the first thing I say is like, how was it? You know what I mean? So right there. And not to mention, if you somebody like academics, as big as his mouth is, you're going to say something about that being a little because it's funny. You know what I mean? Especially his build. He already built like a baby mom. So it's like built like a baby mom with his little is funny-ish.
I'm playing with Ak, bro. Y'all know where they're getting this small meat accusation from? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, bro. Right? Academic's ex-girlfriend, when they were beefing, like she took a picture of Ak, I guess, like sleep in his gaming chair. Probably just got done cracking her cheeks on soft. She took a picture and sent it out to the entire industry. That's where they get a small meat accusation from. But I've seen the real deal. Ak don't got a small meat. Pause. Like this.
Bro, this is not even. Bro, I'm not talking about another man. Hold on, we gotta run that back, bro. Hold on, listen, bro.
Probably just got done cracking her cheeks on soft. She took a picture and sent it out to the entire industry. That's where they get a small meat accusation from. But I've seen the real deal. Ak don't got it.
Bro, I seen the real deal. I seen the real deal.
Small meat. Pause. Like this. Bro, I don't gotta say pause, bro. Y'all know my body, bro. All right, we straight hetero, bro. Hetero game. Like, we not on it. Y'all know me, bro. Not a flexible bone in my body. But I've seen the real thing. Like, I've seen the real deal. Ak don't got a small meat at all. That's just propaganda. That's propaganda. I believe they're coming together and colluding to put the small meat accusations on that. Straight up.
I trust you.
Right?
You see it, I trust you.
And if I'm Ak, bro, I'm dropping, bro. Man, listen, bro. If I'm Ak, I'm dropping the vid. Bro, drop the vid, Ak. Shut, Ak, drop the vid. I saw Ak. Shut them up, bro. Nah, man, listen, bro, you're better than me, bro. Y'all got one time to put small meat accusations on me, bro. I'm dropping the video, man, straight up. All right? Again, I can vouch. I seen the real deal. Ak don't got a small meat at all. Straight up. All right, bro, packing, Jamaican, yard man, real, something like real yard man things, man. Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Y'all think a bottom man Jamaican, like, man, cut it out, bro. Cut it out, man.
Yes, I'm not speaking of him. I hope that's not nobody's cousin. I said that with love.
I mean, him and I had one of the biggest shows ever. That's all.
I said your little show.
We ain't gonna talk.
You made it. You made the show.
Like morning, man, but that's just hate, man. To say that academics didn't contribute to everyday struggle success, that's just hatred, man.
We all had it.
Oh, you hey, hold on. We gotta go back. I had to get some ice, y'all. My bad.
All right, bro, packing, Jamaican.
Like, hold on.
The video, man.
Hold on. We gotta go.
No, it don't be, bro. Not a flexible bone in my body. But I seen the real thing. Like, I seen the real deal. I don't got a small meat at all. That's just popping.
This man ain't got a small meat. Come on, bro. Like, bro, how do you know? These are the things that we be, these are the things that we be asking, bro. Like, how do you know? Like, you dig? Like, do you know what I'm going through on the night of the
What? They're coming together and colluding to put the small meat accusations on that. Straight up, it's propaganda, bro. Right? It's collusion going on.
Collusion?
And I'm dropped, bro. Man, listen.
Bro, he's talking about it's collusion with a man. I don't know. I'm just reacting, bro. This is. I don't take it personal.
If I'm dropping the vid, bro. Drop the vid. Drop the vid. I saw at. Shut
He
him up.
saw it.
Nah,
bro. You getting too hyped about another man. Me, bro. You getting too hyped about it. You getting too hyped, dog. What's going on?
Listen, bro. You're better than me, bro. Y'all got one time to put small meat accusations on me, bro. I'm dropping the video, man. Straight up. All right? Again, I can vouch. I seen the real deal. I don't got a small meat at all. Straight up.
Hey, real said, hold on. Real said, hey, drop that. He said, I seen it.
Bro, you're better than me, bro. Y'all got one time to put small meat accusations on me, bro. I'm dropping the video, man. Straight up. All right? Again, I can vouch. I seen the real deal. I don't got a small meat at all. Straight up. All right?
Hey, bro. I'm not gonna be this descriptive. I don't even want to see what he talking about, but this is so like what?
Jamaican yard man, real.
This ain't a yard man. Yeah, yard man. Yard man. Man, stop playing me out here, bro.
Man, come on, bro.
Man, watch out. Watch out, bro. You talking about somebody else shit, bro. Come on.
Come on, man. Y'all think a bottom man Jamaican like...
Come on, man. Like, bro, you still talk about this shit, bro? This is, this right here, this need to be looked into. This need to be studied. And I'm talking about from why you so amped about that shit, bro. Stop being amped about that.
Man, bro. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out, man.
Yes, I'm not speaking of him. I hope that's not nobody's cousin. I said that with love.
I mean, him and I had one of the biggest shows ever. That's all.
I said your little show.
We ain't gonna talk.
You made it. You made the show.
Like morning, man, but that's just hate, man. To say that academics didn't contribute to everyday struggle success, that's just hatred, man.
Biggest things in...
Well, I would say that academics was one of the people that they needed up there to make that shit work, because it worked. Like when him and Joe Budden was on Everyday Struggle, I really do feel like that was the best chemistry between him these academics in the third leg or whatever, I think it was good chemistry. And if that shit was still going around today, it would be better than the Breakfast Club and might be better than what's your boy them name? Drink Champs.
Business didn't start out that way.
We get rejected every single way. We still get rejected. Doesn't that hurt? Oh yeah.
Everyday struggle success. That's just hatred, man.
We all had a hand in it.
Oh, you want with that?
I just don't.
Did you not gather that from the last?
Listen. Do y'all really want to know for real? When I found out the history of him, like how he started, I was just like, what the people let that fly? Like the reporting on Chicago and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people that are like not in the streets at all, doing all street content. I just don't get that. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like you have to be at least adjacent to it to be able to report on it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion. I don't want to hear from a square that wouldn't even walk through these blocks they discuss every day. I don't. That's my personal opinion.
Fox News report on North Korea all the time. Should a Fox News anchor go to North Korea to see how bad it is? CNN report on.
I gotta give them. You know, I gotta talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you report them, don't mean you gotta go out there and risk your life. I do have to agree with him on that point because that's facts. Just because I talked about some shit that happened in Memphis, don't mean I'm finna go to the hood and then just be like, hey man, you know, we doing a live out here. Hey, we in Memphis, goddamn. No, we ain't doing that.
Palestine all the time. Should they go to Palestine to see how bad it is? All right. Should a Fox News anchor go to Ukraine in the middle of the war zone so they can come back and report how bad it is? Or, right, through proper research, you could gather enough information to report on it, right? Skip Bayless ain't never played professional basketball or professional football. Can Skip Bayless not talk about sports? Now, even that, if you want to debate it, cool. But is that enough reason for you to say you don't like him or for you to hate him this much to where you go this hard against him? I don't know, man.
Okay. Well, a lot of times what I see is people report on the streets and then it's always this little twang of like disgust almost. Like, you know, they're stupid or it's like you don't understand enough to even have that opinion.
You don't need to dig too far to figure out how disgusting and stupid gang members and street dudes are. That's pretty surface level information.
I don't know enough about it to comment. Like, see,
you know?
No. And the reason why I'm talking about backstory, like I'm talking about in terms of the academics part of it. I just don't know. I don't know his backstory. So
good boy, Mark. Mark to learn his lesson because Mark was on Twitter calling out academics for his origin. Academics got on that behind, and Mark said academics didn't sense. Mark knows exactly what she's talking about. But Mark is going to leave her on that island alone.
I don't know enough about it.
From what I heard, he was report on Chicago stuff, and he
started a series called The War in Chirac, and where he was basically almost on some investigative journalism type breaking down what was going on in their streets. It was a YouTube series, and it took off, and it's what propelled him to, you know, where he's at. My thing with this is,
I don't know if you gotta be in the streets to do that.
I don't think you have to be in the streets to do that.
With that.
But for a lot of people saying, like I hear a lot, people say I don't want to hear non-street people talk about street shit.
I mean, hey, non-street people talk about street shit every day. Like, that's just life, bro. Like, people that are intrigued with things that they're not in talk about things that they're not in every day. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't really even...
But these same street people are making songs and putting them out there for public consumption.
Right.
So if I hear something like, so I can't speak on any topic that a musician puts out if I don't live it?
No, I wasn't talking about music. I'm talking about the street.
But I'm saying, but this is, a lot of these people were putting this in music. Yeah, they're actively putting details of street in music and putting it out there for people to listen to. These people have gained millions of fans from chronicling their street in music. So for someone to now pick up the breadcrumbs, put the pieces together from that y'all are saying in your music, Like, it ain't just Chicago. I can name a couple other cities that's been doing the same thing where I don't know none of you, but I know what happened. I know who did what with this and that because y'all put it in your music and put it out.
You know, yeah.
I know more than I should know as a person who's not involved in it.
You should, yeah.
I know way more than I should know for a person that's not involved in it at all.
Right.
And where did that information come from? From them.
Right.
Putting it out.
So I'm kind of commending the dude that basically came back and rebutted and was like, I ain't from there, but I do know a lot of shit that's going on there because of the stuff that they put out in their music, and that's true. So it's like, I'm from Jacksonville. I ain't lived in Jacksonville since I was 16, 15, 16. But I got a house down there now, but I don't live in Jacksonville. I live up here in Atlanta, but I know a lot of shit going on about the ATK, KTA, Fulio, Young and they all I know about.
So now, does that make you wrong for taking the information or the music that y'all put out and talking about it?
Well, it's levels, and we talking about a person that built a career off of it.
But at that time, he's just reporting. We speaking on it now because of where it took him. Mm-hmm. At that time, he was just, hey, this is what's happening. This is what I heard. This is what this one's saying. This is what this one is saying, and I'm connecting the dots. That's it. If he don't, my thing is that the academics don't take that and blow up to become something else. Nobody cares. They only care because he kept going and branched off and built something major out of it.
And you know what else that goes with? It goes with point I made weeks ago with the internet. Everybody wants to be a journalist. It's a way you report on things, right? So
I like this one because what she said, my feelings is, I don't talk about certain things, like, you know what I'm saying? I talk about shit, but I talk about it a certain way. And it's really my real feelings. Some shit I don't even want to put my opinion on. I just let it just ride. And okay, that's some shit that happened, and boom. Alright, cool.
When a report about somebody's child that was murdered, and you might be saying in like a jovial way, when a reporter's trained that you say it in a certain way, you pray to the family or whatever. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. The person reporting on it is not the doer, the DD, or the cousin.
Yeah, but that's a different conversation. They shouldn't report at all, and they should be more respectful in reporting, are two different conversations. Mona's initial point was they shouldn't report at all. I think Mona kind of thought that everybody on the couch would have been against academics and pro her stance. And once she kind of looked around and Mark was like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Mark would have been the one 9 times out of 10 would have taken her side and rolled against Act. But ever since Act eviscerated like Mark Hill don't want to talk, actually been quiet, right? So once Mona realized that not everybody was on her side against Act, she kind of took a softer stance because I don't think.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro. I mean, it is. Yeah. This whole thing is just a jumble of I don't know what.
There was a person on that couch that agreed with her, right? I think even Park says, man, if they put it out there, they should be able to report on it. ICE, obviously stepped in. Yeah, I don't know what Mona exact beef with Act is. Like, I understand Act did war in Chicago, but that's like what? 6 years ago at this point, maybe 7, 8? Right? Like, Mona has made mistakes in her career. I've made mistakes in my career. Now, would I consider Warren Chirac a mistake? I wouldn't, to be honest. All right, I wouldn't. But Act has expressed, that he regrets doing certain things with Warren Chirac, and that's for him to express. But I don't understand why Mona, who's also a part of media, I think Mona is a good person. She's an objectively good person.
I mean, the Warren Chirac shit, to me, my personal feelings, I feel like shit. The Warren Chirac shit was, at first it was entertaining, but then it got to the point where it was just like, people just dying over content. That's my feelings. That's how I felt about it. I don't know, y'all can goddamn, say whatever, but that's the way I felt over it. Like, You giving people certain names, the Grand Reaper and all like, yeah, that shit was. It wasn't no really all
is a
that to me,
mean-spirited
bro.
bad person. I just, why I hate this man is because like, I think if Mona would have had this conversation with Act, they would have been able to say, I think Act would have Mona on his show. I think Act would go to Mona podcast, right? So the fact that, I don't know, man. Like the fact that Mona took this stance to be.
Yeah, bro. Hey, if what's his name? Hip Hop Buddha react to that channel. I mean, react to this video. I gotta do it because, boy, we gonna have similar views on a lot of things he talking about. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right, now we going to we gotta go to goddamn with the I think this the third part. I think we did a second part on the weekend. Diamonds. Hey, diamonds.
Rock bottom with these Diddy stories.
You're so dumb.
But what I'm about to break down today, this right here is a different level of disturbing. Because now people ain't just saying Diddy was wilding. They're saying he was out here practicing dark arts, doing rituals, and messing with energies he had no business touching.
Bruh, if y'all look up Aleister Crowley, just look at how much influence he had in the music business and other things. Even, well, I ain't even gonna say that because that might, but we'll just say Aleister Crowley. Look up some of the things that he had influence in, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Aleister Crowley.
And the craziest part, these allegations didn't come from no random blog or some conspiracy TikTok account. They came from lawyers, executives, industry people, folks who don't gossip unless they scared of what they know. And when you start connecting the dots between the rituals, the dates, the freak-offs, the paranoia, and the tragedies that kept happening around him, bruh, it starts looking like Diddy wasn't just trying to stay famous. He was trying to stay protected. We gonna dive into all that. The Biggie death date rituals, the energy harvesting, the dove sacrifice, the protection spells, all of it. But I'm gonna warn you right now.
Hey, bro, I heard something about somebody had, I don't know if it's this, but they say they threw some doves and the doves went up and I think they say the dove died in the air and came back down or something. So we're going to keep listening and see if this correlates. But listen.
Once you hear this story, you'll never look at the industry the same again.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Bruh, the wild part about this whole situation is that we thought we already understood who Diddy was. We thought the man was just an industry bully, a freak-off addict, a dude with too much money and zero self-control. But these new allegations, nah, this ain't regular evil anymore. Now we hearing that Diddy wasn't just acting out, he was allegedly practicing the dark arts, doing energy rituals, touching sex magic, and playing with forces people spend their whole lives avoiding. And the crazy thing is, this ain't coming from no random YouTuber in their basement. It's coming from lawyers, executives, people who've been around billion-dollar rooms and know exactly what kind of demons rich men dance with when they start feeling untouchable. Every time you look deeper into Diddy's past, you find more and more stories of him trying to protect himself, not with lawyers, not with PR people, but with rituals, symbols, bodily fluids, and weird spiritual practices nobody in their right mind should be messing with. And that's when you realize this was never just about fame or ego or dominance. This was about a man who genuinely believed he needed spiritual protection from the consequences of the chaos he created.
This is what I will say to everybody that's watching right now. Just do the right thing. You won't have to go through stuff like this. This is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Target acquired. Indigo Sky.
You're not supposed to be here. You can rewrite the environment. I'm not standing anything.
Indigo Sky.
Like, bruh, once you hear the full story, you'll understand why people in the industry weren't just scared of what he could do to them. They were scared of what he was allegedly doing spiritually behind closed doors. Now look, before we even break down the rituals, let me say this real quick, because I know some of y'all been in the comments like, Panda, why you not using as many photos or footage lately? Bruh, trust me, it ain't because I don't want to. If I drop the wrong image in a video like this, YouTube gonna hit me with that yellow dollar so fast, my screen might start smoking. These topics are sensitive. We talking about dark arts, abuse, rituals, crime, death, industry secrets. One wrong frame and monetize the whole video or even flag the channel. So it's not a Panda being lazy thing. It's a Panda trying to keep the channel alive thing.
Wow.
Now let's get into it. Because once you understand the mindset behind this dark arts talk, everything starts making sense. These powerful industry dudes, they don't turn to occult stuff for fun. They do it when they feel untouchable and at the same time terrified. When you got bodies in your past, lawsuits piling up, people ready to talk, enemies in the shadows, you start feeling like the walls closing in. And that's when some folks stop calling their lawyers and start calling their spiritual plugs. That's the dangerous part. Once people with too much money and way too many secrets believe that rituals can protect them, they start crossing lines normal people wouldn't even think about. And in Diddy's case, all these stories point to the same pattern. A man who genuinely thought dark energy could cover the consequences of everything he was doing in the daylight. And that's what makes this angle different from anything we talked about before. We're not just looking at his actions. We're looking at the belief system he allegedly used to justify him. Bruh, the moment I heard that this whole dark arts practitioner thing allegedly came from somebody who worked at a white shoe law firm, yeah, that's when I knew this rabbit hole went way deeper than internet rumors. Because lawyers at those firms, they don't gossip. They don't joke. They don't talk unless they're scared of what they know or who they heard it from. So imagine you chilling at work, big corporate energy, and some older gay black man in the office just drops, yeah, Diddy practices dark arts. That's not pillow talk. That's not barbershop energy. That's industry level. I've been around long enough to know things I can't say out loud. And when insiders, real insiders, start talking like that, it means two things. They've seen behavior that didn't feel normal. They felt safer whispering it than keeping it inside. Bruh, powerful men don't get these kinds of whispers unless there's fire behind the smoke. And when you stack that with all the other allegations, it paints the picture of a man who wasn't just abusing power. He was
Diddy was taking that power like to the head, Diddy thought he was untouchable, bro.
Allegedly trying to summon it. Here's where it gets twisted. The story ain't just that Diddy was doing weird rituals. It's that he allegedly believed these rituals could protect him from the fallout of the chaos he created. Protect him from the fallout of the chaos he created.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Like, bruh, picture this mindset.
Beginning to believe.
You've hurt people, you've traumatized people, you've destroyed relationships, you've crossed every line except prison. And instead of stopping or apologizing, you think, let me go do a ritual so the energy bounces back on them.
You are watching a master at work.
Instead of me. That ain't arrogance. That's spiritual delusion. When a man starts thinking punishment is optional, reality is negotiable and accountability is a suggestion. And in the industry, once a person believes dark rituals can protect them from karmic or legal consequences, they get reckless, they get bold, they start making choices that shock even the people who work for them. And that's exactly what these new allegations suggest. Diddy wasn't running from consequences. He allegedly thought he was shielded from them. Alright, this next part is where...
Man, the last video we did, that was the goat of the goats. Like, about, what he was doing. Like, man.
Many people checked out emotionally because it's one of the darkest allegations yet. The story claims that every year, on the anniversary of Biggie's death, Diddy allegedly hired sex workers, set up freak-offs with Cassie, and collected semen from these men like it was some kind of ritual ingredient. Bruh, this ain't regular freaky behavior. This ain't celebrity kink. This ain't Hollywood is weird. Doing it on Biggie's death date? That sounds like symbolic energy work, not sex. And the idea behind it, according to people who study dark rituals, is that certain dates carry energy, certain tragedies carry power, and certain acts performed on those dates are believed to bind protection or shift karma. So now people asking, was Diddy trying to...
This is wild, bro. Like, I don't even know, bro. This shit crazy right here. I don't know what's going on.
Spiritually disconnect himself from Biggie's murder? Was he trying to harvest energy? Was he doing it out of fear the truth might circle back?
Yeah, I don't even know. I can't even tell you.
Whether you believe in magic or not, the pattern is what makes it disturbing. Because if this allegation is real, this wasn't kink, this was ritual. And that takes the story to a whole new level of darkness. Now listen, before anybody jumps to conclusions thinking this is some Harry Potter nonsense, let me break down what energy harvesting actually means in the real world, not the movies. Because the scary part, this ain't fiction. People have been doing this since ancient times. Kings, warlords, cult leaders, politicians, spiritual scammers, all of them. See, in a lot of occult traditions, bodily fluids, especially semen, are believed to carry life force, spiritual potency, and charged energy. It's disturbing, but it's documented in esoteric.
And it's true. It's actually true. It's definitely true.
It practices worldwide. And the idea is this: if you take someone's fluids, mix it with intention, perform a ritual, use a date of tragedy, you're supposedly pulling their energy, power, or vitality into your life. Now imagine a man like Diddy, paranoid, powerful, drowning in secrets, hearing about that. A man who believes he's living on borrowed time. A man who's terrified of being exposed. A man who thinks the universe might be coming for him after all the chaos he allegedly caused. Do you understand how someone like that might fall for this? He's not doing rituals to become rich. He's doing them to escape karma, to push back the fire, to dodge the consequences he feels breathing on his neck. So when you hear he was collecting semen or doing rituals on death dates, that's not kink. That's fear disguised as power. And fear makes people do the darkest things. And then we gotta talk about Cassie. Because this angle, this reframes the whole story. For years, we thought she was the victim of manipulation, control, humiliation. But when you look at it through this lens, the ritual lens, it gets even darker. Because in the cult traditions, the vessel in a sometimes it's symbolic, sometimes it's energetic.
They doing rituals? That's above my head, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Sometimes it's a person. So now imagine, Cassie wasn't just being abused, she was allegedly being used. Used as a medium, used as a tool, used as an object to transfer energy, seal protection, or bind power. That's a whole different level of exploitation. That's psychological and spiritual domination. And the part that breaks me, Cassie might not have even understood what was happening. She wasn't part of the ritual. She was part of the ritual. A man performing rituals with her body, bringing strangers into it, collecting fluids.
Damn. That's deeper than what I thought he was gonna say. Like, they doing rituals. Man, come on, bro. Wow.
I mean, it was death anniversaries.
This
This is beyond abuse. This is theft of identity, energy, dignity, and autonomy. When someone thinks your body is a step in their spiritual protection plan, you are not a partner. You are not a lover. You are an ingredient. And that's why this new angle hits harder than anything in his lawsuits. It shows a man not just hurting people, but allegedly using them in rituals to protect himself from the consequences of hurting others. That's sickening. And it explains why Cassie stayed quiet for so long. You don't just escape a man like that physically, you gotta escape spiritually too.
Alright, now let's get into the Gene Deal part. Because when his story came out,
Everybody brushed past it like it was just a weird Diddy moment. Nah, when you hear it now, it sounds like a ritual gone wrong.
It's the NBA on Prime. Tuesday and Wednesday, the quest for the
I ain't got premium, y'all.
When you hear it now, it sounds like a ritual gone wrong. Gene said Diddy was doing some kind of protection prayer with a dove before a legal case. A dove, a whole bird, like he was preparing for war, not court. And here's what makes this wild. In the symbolism, a dove is...
They said, nah, I don't know if they're gonna say what happened, or I think I heard what happened. The bird flew in the air and the bird died. The bird flew up, died, and came right back down.
Not just a bird. It represents purity, sacrifice, spiritual cleansing, and transformation. And in darker traditions, it's used as a substitute when someone wants to trade the energy of an innocent being to shield themselves. So what was Diddy doing with the dove before trial? Why did he feel the need to go beyond prayer, beyond religion, beyond common sense? Because if he believed he was spiritually targeted, if he believed karma was coming, if he believed enemies were rising, he might have thought he needed more than lawyers. He needed spiritual armor. That's terrifying. Not because the ritual worked, but because he believed it worked. A man who thinks spirits are protecting him from consequences is a man who acts like consequences don't exist. And that is how chaos grows. That's how freak-offs turn into rituals. That's how paranoia becomes obsession. And Gene Deal didn't even realize how deep it was when he said it. He thought Diddy was just being eccentric. Nah, it looks like part of a pattern. A ritualistic toolkit he allegedly leaned on every time he felt the walls closing in. Bruh, once you mix power, paranoia, and drugs, that's when a person stops living in reality and starts living in the spiritual.
It's on some other shit, man. I'm like, what?
Because think about it. You got lawsuits piling up, you got victims whispering, you got insiders flipping, you got Biggie's death haunting you, you got cameras catching everything, and suddenly he's allegedly dipping into rituals to stay protected.
Y'all know what's going on, and so do I.
That's not a man who feels untouchable. That's a man who feels hunted. And paranoia don't sit still. It grows legs. It starts talking to you. It tells you everything is a sign. Every shadow is a threat. Every sound is someone coming to expose you. Now add drugs on top of that, bruh. Drugs amplify your fears the same way fame amplifies your ego. You start believing things that ain't real. You start doing things that don't make sense. You start reaching for any spiritual protection you can find, no matter how dark, how twisted, how humiliating. That's how you go from millionaire playboy to a dude allegedly collecting semen for rituals like it's some homemade protection potion. And when a man's mind collapses like that, the people around him see it. They just stay quiet because his money keeps their mouths shut. But the behavior,
this wild work right here, bro. This crazy, bro. This is, I don't know.
the rituals, the panic, the freak-offs time with tragic dates, that's what paranoia looks like when it becomes spiritual madness. See, here's the part people keep missing. Diddy didn't wake up one day and say, let me go learn sex magic. This type of behavior don't come from curiosity. It comes from influence, from mentors, from powerful people whispering in your ear. Because in every industry, music, Hollywood, politics, there are folks who play with energy, rituals, occult symbolism, and they recruit the ones who feel scared enough or insecure enough to try anything for protection. The allegation here is simple. Diddy didn't run toward dark arts. He was led toward them. By who? Executives, handlers, people above him. The same people who allegedly gave him fame.
Like I always say this, he didn't do this by himself. It was somebody that was helping.
Deals, access, clearance, freedom, also gave him the spiritual toolbox to manage the guilt and chaos that came with it. And that's the part that makes this whole thing even darker. Diddy wasn't the mastermind. He was the student. He was the one learning rituals meant to make him numb, protected, empowered, or shielded from karma. And when you teach someone with an ego like his, a paranoid mind like his, a violent past like his, bruh, they gonna take those rituals and run off a cliff with them, which leads straight into the next point. Everybody knows about industry fixers, the people who wipe phones, erase footage, seal cases, disappear evidence. But there's another type nobody ever talks about, the ones who deal with spiritual cleanup. Yeah, I know, sounds crazy.
You are watching a master at work.
But when billion-dollar brands are on the line, nothing is too crazy. There are folks in the entertainment world known for energy work, for cleansing, for binding rituals, for protection ceremonies. And these people get flown out quietly, paid quietly, and disappear quietly. So when you hear that Diddy was allegedly into dark arts, you gotta ask yourself, who was guiding him? Who was providing the rituals? Who was encouraging the paranoia?
Hey, it might have been the dark arts that helped him then get, a bad, he got convicted, but it wasn't what they thought they were gonna get him on.
Who was teaching him these practices? Because someone like Diddy, he ain't Googling this stuff. He ain't reading ancient texts. He ain't studying symbolism. He's being taught. He's being supplied. He's being handled. And that's the part the documentaries never show.
That's another thing. They were talking about that chain he had on. It was like a pyramid. Yeah. Before, like that was like 6 days before he got arrested. He had the chain with the pyramid on it.
The people above him who pull the strings, provide the rituals, and sit back watching him spiral, while keeping their own hands clean. Diddy might have been the face of the chaos, but he wasn't the highest demon in the room, not even close. See, one thing people get wrong about rituals, they think it's about whether the magic is real. Bruh, reality don't matter. Belief does. Belief is the engine. Belief is the gasoline. Belief is the part that makes a man lose himself. Because once somebody like Diddy, scared, drowning in secrets, convinces himself that a ritual can protect him, that's when the rituals start controlling him. You don't need the spell to work. You just need the person to believe it works. Because once a man believes the dark arts got his back, he stops being cautious.
Yep. And that's what makes you think you could go outside of the box and do whatever you want to do.
He stops being human. He stops believing in consequences. He starts living like the universe owes him immunity. That is the danger. That's when you get someone spiraling into spiritual delusion, thinking every freak off, every chant, every fluid, every date, every whispered ritual is boosting his protection aura. And that belief system, it creates monsters. It turns regular evil into ritualized evil. It turns fear into superstition. It turns paranoia into prophecy. Bruh, the moment a man with power decides energy rituals can block karma, he will do anything, and I mean anything, to keep that shield charged up. The magic is real. It's about whether he thought it was. And based on everything we're hearing, he absolutely did. All right, now I need y'all to really sit with this next part. Because when you zoom out, when you step back from all the chaos, the lawsuits, the freak-offs, the money, the fame, you see something bone-chilling. Every time tragedy hit the people around Diddy, he got bigger. Let's be honest. People died at that 1991 incident. Diddy walks away with more power, more backing, more industry love. Biggie dies, Diddy becomes a global icon, drops one of the biggest tribute records in history. Kim Porter dies, suddenly he's the grieving father, gaining sympathy and public softness. And now imagine a man already deep into rituals, already paranoid, already drug-fueled, already surrounded by spiritual advisors, looking at this pattern.
Crazy.
Imagine what that does to his mind. Imagine the symbolism. Imagine the belief someone like that might form. That wasn't tragedy. That was exchange. That was protection. That was the universe paying me back. I'm not saying he planned it. I'm not saying he caused anything. I'm saying when a paranoid man sees tragedy benefit him, he may start believing tragedy is part of the ritual. And that is the part nobody from his circle wants to talk about. Because if he saw every death as a cosmic trade-off, then doing sex rituals on Biggie's death date, bruh, that starts making way too much sense in a twisted, spiritual, psychotic way. These patterns create belief systems, and belief systems create behavior, and behavior creates monsters. Every spiritual tradition, every single one, from Africa to Brazil to the Caribbean to Asia, says the same thing. If you call on dark forces, the bill always comes due. Even the people who practice this stuff professionally warn you. You can borrow power from the darkness, but the darkness always comes back to collect. And look at Diddy's life now. Look at the collapse. Look at the speed of the downfall. Look at how everything vanished in a single year.
And that Cat Williams did that one though. I ain't got premium, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Money, respect, allies, reputation, protection, legacy. Bruh, that ain't normal. That's cosmic recoil. That's spiritual debt. That's karma hitting fast forward. Because when you hurt people, when you humiliate people, when you spiritually violate people, when you allegedly use their bodies, their energy, their pain as ritual ingredients, the universe does not let you walk away clean. And no matter how many rituals he allegedly performed, no matter how many fluids he collected, no matter how many protection spells he tried, it all crashed anyway. Because that's how these stories always end. You cannot spiritually cheat your way. You cannot outrun karma with dark magic.
That's crazy. Hey, I leave that shit alone, bro.
You cannot build an empire on fear and think the universe won't notice. And now, Diddy's life looks less like a downfall and more like a spiritual collapse. A debt finally returning to the doorstep. A collection notice from the universe. So when you put all of this together, the rituals, the paranoia, the spiritual delusion, the dark mentors, the tragedies that boosted his fame, the protection that suddenly evaporated, you realize this story ain't just about Diddy. It's about what happens when a man trades his soul, literally or symbolically, for power, protection, and status he never actually owned. It's about a man who thought rituals could save him, only to learn that the darkness he called on was keeping score the whole time. And now, we're watching the bill get paid, the spiritual debt get collected, the monster turn back into a man, terrified, powerless. But the scariest truth, if these allegations are real, if these rituals actually happen, these practices were being fed to him by people above him, then Diddy's downfall isn't the end of the story.
I hope that ain't it.
It's the beginning. Because it means the darkness didn't leave with him. It's still out there. In boardrooms, in studios, in penthouses, in private planes, waiting for the next man to corrupt. Bruh.
Damn, this is crazy.
After going through all of this, it's hard not to see this whole story as something deeper than scandals and lawsuits. Because when you really sit with the details, the rituals, the paranoia, the alleged sex magic, the death date freak-offs, the dove protection prayers, the executives whispering in the background, it stops looking like a celebrity downfall and starts looking like a spiritual meltdown in real time.
This is some wild work right here. Like, I ain't never heard nothing like, well, I heard of it before this, but I ain't never heard nothing like with this case.
I ain't gonna lie. The scariest part for me isn't even the rituals themselves. It's the reason he allegedly did them. That type of desperation, that type of fear, that type of ego mixed with paranoia, that's the kind of cocktail that makes a man believe the darkness is his only shield. And once you step on that path, once you start believing karma can be blocked, that consequences can be redirected, that protection can be bought with pain, humiliation, or spiritual sacrifices, you're not living in the world anymore. You're living in the nightmare you created yourself. Look at him now. Look at the collapse. Look at how fast everything flipped. Money gone, power gone, status gone, friends gone. The whole untouchable aura evaporated overnight. That don't look like a coincidence. That looks like the universe collecting the debt. And whether you believe in magic or not, you can't deny the pattern. Every dark empire eventually turns on the person who built it. At the end of the day, Diddy's story ain't just a warning about power. It's a warning about what happens when you play with energies bigger than you and uglier than you, thinking you can walk away.
Hey man, y'all kicking me in the Karma Cafe. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit notification, peace, and one, man. Hey, but to ride this thing out to the 3 hour mark, and
Now, let me ask y'all the real question. Do you think Diddy was just an abuser who went too far? Or do you think he got pulled into something spiritual he couldn't control? I want to see where y'all heads at.
My bad, y'all. I thought it was almost 3 hours. Give me a second.
And listen, if you rock with this breakdown, the video that just popped up on your screen is the one you need to watch next. Trust me, it connects directly to what we just talked about. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.
Hercules 20-volt brushless power tools are as good as the best for a whole lot less. Only at Harbor.
You from Brazil?
Frank.
This is GovX.com. Join a community of patriots and pros. You've earned it. GovX. Savings for those who serve.
photos of some of the 11 alleged members or associates of the South Los Angeles-based Hoover Street gang who are now in federal custody on a long list of charges.
They pride themselves on being everybody killers. EDK standing for that everybody killers, to symbolize their lethality in our community.
I heard what the term EDK means, and it sounds kind of intense.
Everybody killer.
Everybody killer. Everybody killer. That's a lot of people. Everybody? Everybody.
In the streets of South Los Angeles, everybody understands the long-standing war between the Crips and the Bloods. But there's one gang that puts more fear in Crip sets than any Blood ever could, the Hoover Criminals. They started off as Crips, then broke away and turned into something way more dangerous. An independent, cutthroat crew that lives by one rule: everybody killer.
Just took a blue rag, put it down, said our C don't mean Crip, it mean criminal. Our rag is orange, and now we inside with the Bloods, we everybody killer.
They went after enemies, rivals, and even the people they once called allies. And instead of fading out, they grew tougher, colder, and nationwide. This is why the color orange strikes more fear in Crips than red ever did. Let's get into it. The Hoover story really starts back in the 1960s, long before the Crips became the defining force of Los Angeles gang culture. At the time, you had a loose neighborhood crew called the Hoover Groovers, just young dudes from around Hoover Street, holding down their blocks between Vermont Avenue. They were simply local kids protecting their area, building a reputation, and figuring out who they were in a city where street identity meant everything. The first major turning point came after a tragedy hit the set. One of the original Hoover Groovers lost his younger brother to a murder, and the word on the street was that the West Side Crips had something to do with it. That accusation immediately brought heavy tension, but instead of rushing into a full-on war, both sides agreed to meet face-to-face at the St. Andrews.
But that's good because it's showing like the actual origins of how these people, started going against each other.
Recreation Center. That meeting changed everything. Once they talked it through, the Hoovers and the West Side Crips realized another crew, the Figueroa Boys, were the real suspects. What happened next sealed their alliance. Boys were the real suspects. What happened next sealed their alliance. Members of both sides pulled up on the leader of the Figueroa Boys at a nightclub and beat him down publicly. From that moment, their bond was official, and the Hoover Groovers became aligned with the West Side Crips. By the mid-1970s, they dropped the Groovers' identity completely and started calling themselves the Hoover Crips. Even as part of the larger Crip network, the Hoovers still carried a reputation for doing things their own way. They were aligned, but they were never followers. Everything shifted.
It's crazy, bro.
Again, around 1979, when the entire Crip landscape blew apart. A brutal...
I was 1 year old. 1979, I was 1 year... Well, I probably wasn't... Depending on what money was, I might have just been an infant. Not even 1 year in 1979.
Between two powerhouse sets, the Rollin 60 Neighborhood Crips and the 8-Tray Gangster Crips.
In 1979, along with Tookie's arrest, was the start of the 8-Tray Rollin 60s war. So I understand the whole thing was over a girl. Yes, sir.
That war was so big and so destructive that every other Crip set in LA had to pick a side, and picking the wrong one could cost you your life. On one side were the neighborhood Crips, often called the Deuce Gangs or 2X. On the other side were the Gangster Crips, known as Trey Gangs or 3X. The Hoovers made their choice and stood with the Gangster Crips, officially becoming the Hoover Gangster Crips. But the moment that truly reshaped everything wasn't about internal politics. It came in August 1979, when Raymond Washington, the man who created the Crips in the first place, was shot and killed. Raymond was only 26 years old when someone he knew walked up and blasted him with a sawed-off shotgun on 64th and San Pedro. His death sent shockwaves through the streets. Raymond was respected, feared, and stripped for Gangster Crips. But the moment that truly reshaped everything wasn't about internal politics. It came in August 1979 when Raymond Washington, the man who created the Crips in the first place, was shot and killed in the Hoover Gangster Crips. But the moment that truly reshaped everything wasn't about internal politics. It came in August 1979 when Raymond Washington, the man who created the Crips in the first place, was shot and killed. Raymond was only 26 years old when someone he knew walked up and blasted him with a sawed-off shotgun on 64th and San Pedro. His death sent shockwaves through the streets. Raymond was respected, feared, and seen as the original architect of the lifestyle. Losing him was like the foundation of the Crip world cracking. Even though nobody could prove exactly who pulled the trigger, rumors started flying immediately. Raymond came from the East Side Crips, and people from his side of town were quick to place blame on the Hoovers. It didn't matter that there was no hard evidence. The Hoovers already had a reputation for being one of the most feared and unpredictable Crip sets out there. So once the whispers started, the story spread fast. The Hoovers killed Raymond Washington. That rumor alone was enough to ignite one of the longest running wars in Los Angeles gang history. The East Coast Crips and the Hoover Gangster Crips became locked into a feud that still hasn't fully died down more than 45 years later. By the time the 1980s hit, the streets of LA had completely changed, and the Hoovers were already positioned for what came next. Crack hit South Central like a meteor, and it didn't just...
Oh. It's 3. Okay, it's 3 hours. Hey, appreciate y'all for kicking with me. Y'all kicking me in the Karma Cafe. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit notification. Peace and one.